Well, what the am I supposed to do with this music? There's no vibe to this shit. What the fuck? God damn it all shit. I see, I got it. I just got it actually. There's a bass drop. Oh shit. Oh shit. What the fuck's going on here? What the fuck was that?
Joyce.
Who's talking to me? Jesus, who's that? Oh, don't you know? Lord, I prayed this morning, I swear. Where are you speaking from? Why are you speaking tongues? Why are you yelling my name like that? Dear Lord. That's the beat, Austin? Turn it up. Yeah, turn it up, please. That's the song. Let the milkers milk. Oh, dear Lord. Oh. Overlight. Oh, shit. Hello. Hello there. Oh, how y'all doing? Oh, dear Lord. Sorry, the producer just said, hello. You're live? And I said, oh, dear Lord Jesus. I also had Jesus in my ear earlier saying Joyce, Joyce, Joyce. And it turns out Otter came in with a subscription with 17 months. Dear Lord Jesus. Otter, I love you, darling. I hear you're hanging out with Austin tomorrow. I heard it. I heard you hanging out with Austin tomorrow, don't you know? Yeah, he's been talking about it up and down. He's very excited, lightly stressed, but I think he might get an ulcer, but otherwise I think he'll be fine. But he's so excited, Otter. Thank you for the 17 months. I don't really appreciate it. Oh, hello there, Meg. Meg, coming with you first. And Meg, checking over 22 times. Dear Lord Jesus, Meg, how you doing? I got a little glimpse of your stream earlier. It's great to see you playing some Mario Kart. I think that's what it's called, Mario Kart, yeah? That was real, wait, what's that? So, oh, dear Lord. Sweet, sweet. Sweet, sweet. Yeah, don't you know? 2 scoops of ambrosia for you, and you. Let's do that shit. Hey, Tosha. How you doing, darling? It's so great to see you. 47 months. Oh, dear Lord. It's so great. I know, 47 months, 47 check-ins. These spectacles ain't spectacling anymore. No, they're not. Oh, dear Lord. Oh, dear. Oh, Chunk, also, Chunk, thanks for stopping by and he's asking for a wonderful stream. Oh, you're so kind. You're just so kind. I just appreciate it. I hope you got a little lurk. Don't be twerking and lurking back there now. Also, Otter goes 17 months. 17 months, dear Lord, for a subscription, but also 90 check-ins. Dear Lord, we're almost to the triple digits. Dear Lord, it's Jesus again. Who is that? Silencio, huh? Silencio, huh? I don't know who that is. Oh, hello. Oh, God. Hi, Endless. How you doing? Checking in for 294 times. Oh, you're a little blessed in you. I feel like my hair, those long-ass flights, they do a number on the hair. My permist is just, she's really disappointed when I take these long flights, especially when I come out to Vegas. It's just so dry. My hair gets so parched, you know? It just sucks the life out of the curls. I just don't like it. But how you doing, Endless? How you doing, Tasha, Meg, Otter? How you doing, lovelies? Let's see. Oh, they're there. They're there. They exist. They cause massive back pain. Oh, dear Lord, the back has been killing. My word is that it is Aunt Joyce. Well, I guess not today. Not today. It's Camp Counselor Joyce. You can call me Camp Counselor Joyce, though. So it's not Auntie Joyce today, but it's Camp Counselor Joyce, yeah? Don't you know? Oh, come on here. Bring it on, dears. Oh, Bowser coming with the hugs. Oh, dear Lord. It's hard with these, with my twin sisters. Well, I think they might be closer, more like cousins. They're not too similar. Thank you for the hugs, darling. Really appreciate it. Thank you, Bowser. How am I honored that Joyce was watching my stream? It takes to beat that smug. Austin had to put something on in the background. He had to put something on the screen for me to watch. It takes a while to beat this face, especially these. Oh, look at those. Yeah, those garage doors, they don't paint themselves. No, they don't. No, they don't. Oh, Doit. Oh, Doit. Doit coming in and saying hello to the Auntie Joyce. Camp Counselor Joyce, the ideas, with 14 check-ins. And also, rumor has it that Doit went and raised $155 for Queerty Gamers yesterday. Some W's for Doit. Give them some W's, some V's, or some X's or K's. I don't know what they actually mean, but just throw some alphabet out there. Alphabet, Yalphia. Oh, nice. Yeah, do that. Yeah, do that, chat. Hi, Axel. How you doing, Axel? It's so great to see you here in your presence. Counselor, I have a question. I got all the answers. This is not a sex ed session, though. I apologize. I could give you some answers on maybe some grooming your kitty. Oh, but that's about it. Maybe a little bit of art. That's why we're here. We're in the art cabin tonight. Stop it, I blush. No, dubs for you. Dubs for you. Look at you doing amazing things for the gays, the theys, the thems, the aces, the bisexuals. And those who still haven't made it out yet, you're helping make the more inclusive experience for them. I just saw Austin pick up another one of those books. Yeah, he just finished the Song of Achilles' Tendon. He was talking about how much he likes the Song of Achilles' Tendon. It's a harmony, he said. It's delicious. And so he picked up a new book. It's called Ari and Dante. I don't know what it's about, but it was talking about something about waterworks or water sports, and I was like, that's real curious, isn't it? Real curious. I think I hit ADHD. Oh, dear Lord. That's why we're here today. That's why we're here. We're here to help calm our nerves. We're here to help focus ourselves. We're here to focus. We are here to focus. We are. I hope you know that. We are going to be doing a little art stream tonight. I have prepared a little drawing for you. It's a beautiful drawing. Well, not drawn, but we're going to be doing a little painting on. I'm really excited. What day is this? Is this from his emotional era? Bro, yes, I read the Ari and Dante number 2. I think I'm on Ari and Dante number 1. Well, not I, but I feel like Austin, don't you know, is on I think the first one of Ari and Dante. And he actually, as Austin started reading it, he started sharing that it reminded you because they had queer Latin representation. Yeah, that's what they said. They said it was so great. And they're thinking, Axel would like this book, so I'm glad you read the second one. I'm on the first one. Well, Austin's on the first one, yeah. Focus, yeah. You need to fuck us a little bit more. Yeah. Tess McGee? No, the name's Counselor Joyce. The name's Counselor Joyce. Oh, yeah. Someone hacked the stream. Oh, yeah. This little bundle of joy. This little bundle of joy. Dear Lord, this playlist. Why is it making my arthritis kick in? Dear Lord Jesus. Oh, now it's there's a werewolf in these ones. Oh, dear Lord, get me out of this cabin. Oh, dear Lord. Everything's better now, folks. Don't you worry about. Don't you worry about. Also, Baby Kyle. Oh, you know, Baby Kyle, I just watched the VOD. Austin was telling me all about the interaction y'all did playing the DVD. You know, I thought it was something you stuck in a disk drive to watch a show. I didn't realize it was a video game. Oh, dear Lord. But he mentioned everything about that DVD, digital video disc. He said it was such a great time with you. Yeah, don't you know? So, he said it was great. I watched some of the VOD. He said it was a real good time. Yeah, you did fantastic, Baby Kyle. You did. You did that shit, Baby Kyle. We're very proud of you. We are. Oh, dude, you're fuckest? Oh, God, I'm so thankful you're fuckest. Yeah, but you're very close. Just don't get to the edge now, all right? Oh, Meg. Oh, dear Lord. I love those little ducks. They're so wholesome. They're so wholesome. Is that one laughing or is that one crying? My spectacles ain't spectacling today. I need some recommendations. I need some advice. Oh, dear Lord. But I got to know, how y'all doing today? How was the rest of your week? I know Austin was, it's laughing, crying. Why are you crying? Why are you laughing? Don't you know that these garage doors start to drip if I start to cry too hard? I can't do that. And this mascara, it's $1.99. That shit's not waterproof. It looks like a frickin' just a mess. If I start crying, you'll be like, what in the Megan Fox happened in this crying scene? I say, no, not today. Not today. Pleasure is all mine. Oh, dear Lord. What happened to joystick with Mr. Oh, dear Lord. Dear Lord Jesus. I don't need to know what y'all do in your free time with that DVD. You all play with your DVDs and joysticks. Oh. This one's crying, so oh dear Lord, cry me a river, little ducky. Oh dear Lord, that is so poetic though, don't you know? That is so poetic. Cry me a river and then the duck goes down the river. It's like they have something to be happy about after. Oh, the poetry. It's just so beautiful. $1.99, it was. I think it might have been 99 cents, I swear. It's this one. It has look at that. It just screams sex appeal. It has a corset on it. This is called Essence. Lash Princess. False lash effect. Do they look like falsies? Oh, dear Lord. Sorry, my sciatica. Yeah, so I got this one. It has some texture on it, though. Yeah. Ribbed for your pleasure, they say. Oh, that's great. How delightful. Yeah. So tonight's mug is beat by Lash Princess by Essence. Yeah, Lash Princess. And then these gorgeous cheeks are provided by Wet and Wild. And the flavor is Beata Roses. Oh, look at this. I love a good rosebud. And then this one's from the Tarxi Martal. I think this is what this one's from. This is from the Tarxi Martal. There you go, yeah. The Tarxi Martar. There we got this play pigment in what flavor are you? High score. Oh dear Lord. Hopefully that's a game reference. And then we have a skinny dip. Oh, how dare I? I'll dip, but I ain't be skinny. Oh, don't you know? 2 scoops of ambrosia for y'all. 2 scoops of ambrosia for y'all. So that's what the garage doors are today. I hope I did all right for y'all. But how y'all doing tonight? I'm just super excited. So there's a very exciting weekend that's ahead of us. So there's tonight's stream. You have me, Auntie Joyce, Counselor Joyce, just for today only, though. I have to get back to the Midwest. I can't be here for too long. I told you about look at the hair. It's just been sucked dry by this dry Nevada heat. I just can't do it. Nor can the hair. My hairdresser, she got to say, no, Joyce, you can't go out there again, not in the middle of the summer. You're going to deflate more than your hair if you stay out there too long, in you. Let's be honest. I can't lose my good looks. So, only one night only you got me here for. So, they got me for a very special gig. I had them put a down payment on me, you know? They say, like, you got to pay for the finer things in life. Well, yep, exactly. So that's why we're here tonight. They paid a deposit. And then they said I get a free stay at the Excalibur. So I'll be staying at the Excalibur tonight, don't you know? I'll be playing with a bunch of nice swords. Oh, don't you know? So it's a really exciting time to be out here and be here with y'all on this stream again. The last time I was out here, don't you believe, it was out here for our cooking stream. Yeah, well, that's when we made our tater tot taco casserole and 2 scoops of ambrosia for y'all. It was such a blast. It was a good time. We had a few hecklers, but God, I live for the energy of the block button, you know? It was just such a good time. Such a good time. So, oh, do we have to reapply? No, I think we're golden like a shower. All right, let's continue on. So we have tonight's plans. So if y'all haven't already done so, if you have some art supplies in your house, don't you know, just go ahead and grab some of those. You can grab if you have some paintbrushes and some paints you want to use tonight, but we're going to be doing a paint together. We're here in the art cabin today, so we're going to do a little art lesson. I don't know if it's more of a lesson or just an activity. You can use your fingers and some paint if you got it, or if you got some crayons. You got some crayons, or maybe some colored pencils or some markers. If you want to join in, you're more than welcome to join us for tonight's art session. So I'm going to give you a few moments. Go ahead and collect some of those art supplies if you want to join in on the art tonight. We are going to be doing, let me show you. Actually, do I have it on this sheet? I don't think I got it on this one. Oh, I do. So this is what we're painting tonight. Isn't that gorgeous? We're doing this little number here. So this is what we're going to be painting, but we'll also, you can use your markers. You can use your crayons, your Crayola markers. Whatever you like, go ahead and use them. That's what we're going to be doing tonight. I'm really excited for it. So that's what we have in store. I got my paint little setup right here. Austin got this little camera over here that's looking down at my hands. And you know, they said, don't judge. If you want to judge a woman, look at her hands. No, don't you dare. You better be looking at the paint and not my hands. You cannot judge this lady by her hands. No. No, you can't. No. No, look at these hands. These eyes are for Danny. These hands are for Danny DeVito only. Yeah. Danny, that's what I was trying to think we were painting. I was like, oh, I get to choose what we paint. And Austin said, yeah, do what you want to paint. And she said, well, I said, I want to do a Danny DeVito, the sexiest man alive, the man that should have won People Magazine Sexiest Man Alive year after year after year after year, and still has not been awarded. Tom Cruise, dear Lord, have mercy. I need, dear Lord, Danny DeVito on the cover of People Magazine. That's justice for Danny. Justice for Danny. That's all I have to say. Justice for Danny. So, grab those art supplies. I might try along with my alcohol markers. Oh, please. Yes, yeah, don't you know? Please do so. You know, I really want to see everyone's art after this. If you're going to be painting along, you're going to be coloring, you're going to be painting, drawing, whatever you like, I want you to post it in the Discord. All right, don't you know, dears? That's what I want you to know. My little nieces and nephews, I want to see your artwork. I want to put it up on my fridge back home in the Midwest. So as I'm having a helping of ambrosia, I can see your beautiful art. So please, if you want to join in, use your alcohol markers. And if you want to make this a sipping mark. Make it a sip and paint. Make it a sip and color. I don't care. Get a little toast. Get a little turn up on a... It's Friday, yeah? Sorry, I've been sipping on the acrylic water. I'm a little hyped up right now. Already have my setup? Oh, God, I'm so excited. Justice for Danny. Oh, the one and the only. The iconic Planet Gamer. The iconic Planet Gamer, what are you doing here? I feel like it's been ages since I've seen you. I think the last time I saw you, we were up in the kitchen making tater tot taco casserole. Tater tot taco casserole. And some 2 scoops of ambrosia. So it was such a pleasure. I'm so glad to see you back here, lovely. It's so lovely. Put him on the GQ cover. Oh, dear Lord. Could you imagine seeing that body on GQ? Oh, dear Lord. Oh, that'd be a lifetime to live. That would have been worth a life living right there. Just seeing Danny DeVito on the cover of GQ. I love to see it. How am I doing? Oh, plenty. Oh, don't ya? Don't you know? I'm just doing lovely. The flight out here, dear Lord. Dear Lord. I swear, there's cricks and cracks that I didn't realize I had, and they start hurting as soon as I start traveling on those planes. And I just don't enjoy it. I don't. Like, it's the longest flight ever. And I swear, every time I have a layover, it lasts longer. And this was a one-way flight. It was the longest flight ever. I just really don't know. But I'm doing lovely. We're here in Vegas. My hair is sucked dry, but I still got big old bitties, you know? Yeah, that's all that matters. It was delicious. Oh, glad you enjoyed. I'll make you again sometime. Well, I have a couple of different casseroles that we can offer you, though. We have a couple of different flavors. It's just that we have you just throw whatever canned ingredients you got in a pan of ground beef. Oh, that sounded a bit like my favorite cousin, Jennifer. It sounded. Let me try one more time for you. Makes you want a hot dog real bad. Yeah, we love cousin Jennifer. She's just a delight. She is really just a delight. I'm fasting now that we're crafting with the wonderful, fantastic Joyce. Oh, Camp Counselor Joyce is so excited to be here. Yes, we are so excited to be here. So make sure you grab those art supplies. I'll give us about another 5 minutes or so before we get on.
Makes me want a hot dog real bad.
Makes me want a hot dog real bad. Don't you know? I don't know where that came from. Thank you for the hot dog real bad, Axel. That's real kind of you. I could go for a hot dog right now. Give me that. What do the kids call nowadays? Give me that glizzy. Give me that glizzy, don't you know? That cream-filled glizzy, which by that, I mean, it's a beautiful... Have you ever been to Seattle? Don't you know, have you ever been down to Seattle? Oh, dear Lord. Oh, dear Lord, I think that acrylic juice is getting into me. It's getting into me. Yes, but it's a Seattle dog. Yeah, I love a good old Seattle dog. And they have cream cheese. It's a hot dog, a wiener, whatever you like to call it. And then some sauteed onions. It's real great. Yeah. I wish I had paints. I'm almost... Well, if you like to, just, you know what? Grab some... Can you make some paint out of alcohol markers? Can you make some alcohol... Like, can you make some paint out of alcohol markers? I'm not really quite sure. Use some food coloring. It works. Or go grab a makeup palette. Grab a makeup palette. Oh, Fantasy, how you doing, Fantasy? It's so great to see you. Give me a Chicago dirty water dog. Oh, dear Lord. I stopped cooking my wieners in the hot water for a while. I felt that they became a little overdone, and they just lost the texture for me after. And that was the last time I hung out with a boyfriend. I think my alcohol workers will work on canvas. Well, enough at least. Oh, I just want, let's try some experimentation. Just remember my college years. It was all experimental. We got down with the cuckoo and the cookie, but we just decided, you know, it was Danny DeVito that did it for us. Danny DeVito's the one that did it for us. But Fantasy, it's so great to see you. How you doing? Lovely. Texture is everything when it comes to a quality wiener. I absolutely agree, because I just feel sometimes if you boil them, they just become a little too soggy, you know? I like when they're like nice on a nice pan, so they become nice and plump and juicy, you know? Especially when like a wiener, it sits on the skillet, it kind of gets really nice and plump, full of its casing. Yeah, almost so it's just about to burst. That's really how a wiener should be. Yeah, I like it nice and plump in the casing. And then you just put some little condiments on there, and it's just a delight. Oh. Dear Lord, I might have to go down to my local Circle K. You know, who turned me on to that Circle K? Austin. He said, have you been down to the Circle K? And I said, no, we don't got those out here. And he said, gotta go to Circle K. And I said, okay. So we went to Circle K. Dear Lord Jesus, most magical experience. Most magical experience. It really was. Too bad we can't do body paint. I could fit 5 giant supernova suns on each. Oh, you could. This is a whole solar system. Don't you know? First time he enjoys Well Fantasy, it's an absolute pleasure. Austin has done his due diligence and has tried to educate this lady here on everyone within the community, trying to do his absolute best. And so, Fantasy, I'm under the impression, Austin's told me a little bit, that you're also quite the avid painter. So I think you're gonna have to give me some painting advice tonight. I think I'll have to take some advice from you. So if you're willing to share some of your expertise, feel free to share it with me. If you know some of the tips and tricks, mainly the tips, I have all the tricks. Mm-hmm. Don't you know, I got something stuck in my throat. Don't you know, I just feel parched. A little parched, you know, it's a little toasty in here. And that's what I understand. Fantasy's such a fantastic painter. You know, Pilani, I actually saw the painting that Fantasy did of you. And I think it was of a Pac-Man. I think it was of a Pac-Man. You and a Pac-Man. It was real gorgeous. Real gorgeous. That's what it was. It's been a little dry here in Las Vegas. And yes. Yeah, it's very dry. It's very dry out here. Not a fan. Not a fan. The curls are just, they're just sucked dry, these curls. Oh my gosh, who's this? Howdy. Oh, hello, Cheesy Dad. How you doing? How you doing tonight? It's such a pleasure to see you. Welcome on in. My name's Auntie Joyce. You can call me Camp Counselor Joyce as well. That's where we are. We're at the cabins tonight. We're in the art cabin doing some artwork for y'all. But welcome, Cheesy. It's so great to see you. I put on some extra garage door paint on for you tonight. Just a little extra shade of blue. It's real nice, don't you think? I'm going to call you gorgeous. Oh, dear Lord. On a Friday night? Oh, no. You must be sipping the acrylic water. You must be sipping the acrylic water. We're over here painting. Yeah, we don't want... Be careful. I heard that one of those famous artists lost an ear because of that type of shit. So you got to be careful. You got to be real careful out there now. But it's just... All right. All right, y'all. We're 5 minutes in now. We made it to the 5-minute mark. Did everyone grab their art supplies? I need everyone to let me know, did you grab an art supply? I don't care what you grabbed. You can grab a pencil, a crayon, a Crayola marker, a color pencil, some paints. Whatever you got, grab them. Grab them right now. That's what I'm asking of you. That is what I'm asking from you. I need y'all to do that right now, is to go ahead and grab that for you, okay? But Cheesy Dad, just such a pleasure to have you here with us tonight. You know what? With that great personality, you can call me whatever you want. That's all right with me. You ready? Okay, so Planny's all locked in. Tasha's all locked in. Everyone ready? Did you grab yourself a beverage? Don't you all know you need a beverage to do a little bit of art as well? And as I said, you can make this a sip and paint if you like. A sip and draw, or whatever you like. Just make sure you're not sipping on the acrylic. I've already felt the side effects of that. What's Mama Auntie Juice drinking? Auntie Joyce is drinking? I just got a little nice Kirkland Italian sparkling water with a little bit of fresh citrus. I prefer a little bit of lemon. I like it a little bit kind of like I like a little picker, you know? And then we got some acrylic water over here, but I'm trying not to sip on that. I feel like that I think these are non-toxic. I think this was meant for children. I hope so. What does this say? Titanium white. Well, that already does not sound eatable. No health labeling required. I think that means eatable. It says no health labeling required. Also, why would you need to put that? Why would we need confirmation? Why would we need confirmation that there's no health label needed? Unless it was toxic. Oh, dear Lord Jesus. I have concerns. I have concerns. All right, folks. It's time to get to it. It's time to get to it. Let me do some quick little shouty-outies. I think there's a few folks that came in I didn't get to do a shout-out for. So don't forget to check out. We have lovely Meg that's hanging out with us. We have Otter that's hanging out with us. And tomorrow's a very special night because we have Otter who is actually doing an event with us tomorrow, which we're super excited for. We're going to be doing, and we actually haven't announced it until this moment in time. This moment in time, you know, I just know that Austin wouldn't want me to spoil it just yet, but I'm gonna do it. It's Auntie Joyce. Auntie Joyce gets to do whatever the she wants. So with Auntie Joyce, tomorrow Auntie Joyce, don't you know, is going to be doing, not Auntie Joyce, Austin and Otter are gonna be doing a Lego build. They're gonna do a competitive Lego build. Yes, that's what I hear. They're doing a competitive Lego build. And guess what? They're doing a fundraiser for charity for Queerty Gamers. They're doing a charity stream for Queerty Gamers. So every donation actually causes hindrance on the competitive build. If a donation gets given, you can actually pause one of the builders' Lego builds. Yeah. There's other ones in there as well that will just completely mess up the competition. So you, as the audience, get to help give out and support the LGBTQIS community.
Berries and cream. I'm a little lad who loves berries and cream. Berries and cream, berries and cream. I'm a little lad who loves berries and cream.
thank you for the berries and cream, man. Leslie, that's very kind of you. So we have tomorrow's the Lego build, and your donations help support the LGBTQIAS community and help making games more queer, helping support queer developers in the video game industry, making video games more inclusive. So you get to support that. So there's a couple of other things I'm not going to split. I'm not going to share those with you yet, but just know we have that. And then after the Lego competitive build of the streamer games, there is going to be split fiction. Yes, you heard it right. It's about freaking time, some split fiction. Oh, fantastic. Thank you for the clip. Thank you for the clip. Yeah, tomorrow's a really exciting time. So I'm not going to spoil what we're building, but I promise if you have ever been in this stream or if you've been in the camping world, you'll definitely recognize what we're building tomorrow. It's very, very exciting. This has been weeks in the planning from what I hear. But we have some other folks we want to say hello to as well. Oh, I got my markers, canvas drink, and breadsticks. Do you got some marinara, though? Don't forget to also check out, we have the lovely Planty Gamer that's joining us here tonight. Another beautiful, amazing streamer that has access to premium pizza options that we don't happen to have out here in... Oh, dear Lord, what did I click on? Why did the chat move like that? Why did it migrate? Dear Lord Jesus. Not that moving. Oh, God. Oh, dear Lord Jesus, not the move. Oh, I just fucked it all up for Austin. And don't forget to also check out the fantasy. The fantasy is all that and more. They do some painting. They love some Fortnite. They also enjoy quite a few other activities, but definitely they're going to put a run for money for our paintings, you know. Absolutely. Marinara and Ranch. Oh, dear Lord mercy. That sounds so good. Oh, that sounds so good. So we do have the fundraiser that has started now. There is no need to donate tonight if you don't want to, but any dollar you do donate does help support the Queerty Gamers, which is definitely it's something that Austin's very proud of. He's been able to support them in several different ways, so I know he's very excited to be able to support them this Pride season as we head into just this month of just celebrating those being themselves, you know. Everybody say love. Everybody say love. That don't you know? Everybody deserves the love. Alrighty, so let's get started. Oh, dear Lord, how did this happen here? Let's see this. Can we reset this? Oh, dear Lord. Let's bring that one back. Oh, it's still fucked. Okay, great. We won't look at that chat. Don't you worry. So let's get to a little bit of painting then. All right, folks. So we're going to be doing a little painting stream. We have this video that we're doing. It's a step-by-step-painting.net by Tracy Kernanana. Oh, hello, Tracy Kernanana. So I got my paint set in front of me here. I turned off autofocus. I don't know if I should turn off the autofocus. We're not worried about the painting, are we? We're just here for the good time. So we're going to be doing this painting here together. You'll see it on the far side of your screen. This is going to be called, what is this one called? Let's go camping. Don't you know? Let's go camping. So grab those colors and everything that you need. We're going to watch this video together. I'm not sure if this is, I'm not sure. Austin kind of just got everything set up for me. So we're just kind of living by the edge of our bralettes.
It's Tracy Kiernan from Step by Step Painting. And
Tracy! I love Tracy Turnblad. Did you ever see that movie with Tracy?
Let's go camping on an 11 by 14 inch.
All right, so mine I don't think it's 11 by 14. I think it's this.
Like C style.
I think the fellas would call this average. This is average.
Painting first on our
No 11 by 14s here now.
How to do this starry sky, and I use two.
Do we want to see the preview or do we just want to get into it?
Create this sky.
Oh dear Lord, I don't got
A sponge and a round makeup brush, and both of those are going to help you achieve the smooth blended star.
I don't got one of those brushes. It didn't come in the set. Why isn't she using the set that Austin offered? Austin sent out a set that everyone should have got.
I used two different blues for this.
Persian blue. Do you have Persian blue? I got cerulean. Oh, I love cerulean.
In this cafe,
I guess so.
every customer
I guess that's what she's doing. She's using She's using a makeup brush, but that definitely looked like a painting brush to me. I have not much into the painting, but that's what that looked like to me.
Knit the Prussian blue because you don't have Prussian blue. You can just take that color out of the palette and use.
Oh, she used expensive shit.
And white.
Did y'all know you're supposed to use expensive shit doing this?
Out with
All right, so I got some paper plates.
brush.
I got this little palette, but this just, I don't feel like that's enough to fit all the juice, all the goods, right?
Excellent for blending colors on canvas.
But she's using paper plates, so I feel like that's okay for us to use.
Apply the color to
So let's use, I got cerulean.
our painting is on the outer parts, so the edge and the top part.
I got cerulean blue, and I got a deep blue.
Very dark, deep color.
Oh shit, it's not popped. And popped the cherry on this. Oh, dear Lord.
Your water out, so you want the brush to be wet, but not dripping wet. This brush.
Oh, she doesn't like it dripping wet. Okay.
You want to squeeze out that water.
Well, then you don't want to hang out with me on a Tuesday night.
Not dry, but.
All right, we got dark blue.
And then
I got a deep blue.
and we're going to paint
A deep blue here. Let's. Oh,
other stripes
it's squirting everywhere.
edges of the canvas, and that paint.
Danny DeVito could never.
Really fast because of the water.
Danny, and then we need a little bit of white. All right, did you all get your colors?
I'm just holding that.
Oh God, I still putting out the colors. Slow down.
Circular.
Slow down, Trisha.
Go along
Slow down.
both of the right and the left edges of
Okay, so she's using something on the outer edges.
this Prussian blue. Is
She rimming this painting.
phthalo blue. by
That's
the
what
way.
she doing. She rimming this painting up. So I'm gonna use this fat brush, this fat thick one.
Great.
And she said get it a little bit moist. Oh, I got paper towels. Thank God.
We're gonna just go ahead and
Just a little bit of moisture.
to the bottom.
Just a little bit of moisture.
About the land.
I got the sky blue and the cobalt. You're golden then. You're golden.
Painting a galaxy on our entire canvas.
So she's painting a galaxy with this dark. Okay, let's see here.
now. So that's our Prussian.
Oh God, that's looking great so far.
Balancing the brush, we're gonna grab our phthalo blue.
I think there's a little bit too much moisture in mine though. That's not the coverage that we need.
Close inwards a little bit more with this phthalo
Oh
blue.
God,
You can
that's
see
oh
how
yes.
similar that phthalo blue is with the
All
Prussian
right, you guys just use those happy strokes.
blue and
As my good friend Bobby used to once say.
go by that.
My good friend Bobby, he said just use those nice simple strokes.
Inwards.
Just use those happy little brushes, those little happy little trees. Are we gonna have any happy trees on this one?
A big
This is, oh, look at that. We don't need to use her little
and then with our
fuckus brush.
grab white.
We don't need that. No, look at
So
this.
this is going to appear as a
Oh,
light.
what did she use? Oh, she used in the white. Okay. Oh, no, not yet. Not yet. We gotta get this other side.
And that
Oh, bitch, she going fast.
the blues to be lighter.
Oh, this side's not very watered down, though. I think we need a little bit of moisture. A little moisture on the tip now.
That we left blank in the
A little bit of moisture on the tip.
light
I told Austin to let me get my... Oh, we probably get that mouse out of though. We don't want to get that. We don't get that all colored, too.
So I'm just filling the rest of this swirly blended.
Okay, we might have to pause this in a moment. This batch going way too fast.
Choppy and circly and not.
Are y'all keeping up now?
We're getting there.
Are y'all keeping up? I hardly keeping up now. I don't think I got the don't got the mojo. I don't got the movement in the wrist.
Galaxy look in the sky.
Danny also said that to me when we first met, but
Paint on the canvas fast.
but I think does that look?
So I'm gonna
Oh
put
dear
that
Lord, batch, slow down,
it and set that aside.
slow down,
Grab my sponge.
slow down. All right, can we take a break? Can we take a pause? My hand's cramping.
Sponge. There's nothing super special about it.
This feels like a lonely Thursday. I don't like this movement.
And I'm going to
Oh no! Oh, she pulled out her makeup brush now. She's pulled out the makeup brush.
and I'm doing that. So
Okay,
it
so
kinda blends
I feel like I need to pause.
together.
Let's take a pause break because I'm overwhelmed. I'm overwhelmed. Should I take the pen out of my ear now? Yes, please. Take it out of your ear. Yeah, pause would be nice. Markers are slow. Okay, so let's pause here. This is where we're at. I don't remember how she got to this step because I was too busy complaining about these steps. But I think that she did the white in the middle. Let's backtrack a little. Is that what she did? Did she do some white? Oh, yes, she definitely used that white. Okay. Copy. Let's move forward a little bit and we'll do, oh, yep, there's the makeup brush. This is exactly where we are. Okay, so so we got the blue down. So our blue is down. And now we're going to do some whites. The white's going to go down here and we're going to blend it. Blend that out. We don't got our makeup brush because guess what that's for? Our makeup. We ain't using that to do paint and no, that shit's expensive. I don't even got a beauty blender, but dear Lord, if I did, it's not being used to do some paint, and that's for sure. Oh, yes. Okay, so we're just gonna kind of diffuse these. It's kind of like doing a nice little, like, just like a nice little fade with your makeup, you know? I think I need a little bit of water and moisture, though, to kind of get a little bit of this to blend together. Oh, that's much. That's too much. Be careful, folks. Don't use too much now. All right, I think it was supposed to be more moist. You know, if I were to choose a favorite medium to paint with, I'd probably choose to go with a watercolor. Because this stuff, the acrylic's just a little bit more challenging. It's less forgiving. It's very much so very non-forgiving. But if we had a little bit of the watercolor, that stuff, that's very forgiving. That's very nice and friendly. Okay, so we got that. And we'll make sure this is like a textured one. So let's do a little bit of extra right there. A little extra diffusion. And this is a technique that I call just go with it. Yeah, they taught that in the art schools. The just go with it method. And then if we really want to kind of seamlessly kind of blend these colors together. So there we go. Oh, look at that. Jesus Christ. Okay, there we go. Oh, there's a little bit of white over there. That could be a twinkly little star. Or it could be a little twink up in the stars. Whatever you want to say, I don't care. Maybe. Oh, dear Lord. Not that. Don't get it on the blouse now. Don't get on the nice cardigan. Do you think this will be a nice diffuser? Look at that. I just broke the fucking canvas. Does this look... I think they're looking close. I think they're looking similar. What do y'all think? If you were to rate my painting so far on a scale of 1 to... Joyce did that shit. What would you rate that? On a scale of 1 to Joyce did that shit, where would you rate this? And then we'll do a little extra flash of white in here. Oh yeah, that looks good. This camera that Austin's using, it's kind of a piece of shit. But I think that's all right. That looks okay. Yeah, that's good. I think we did that. It has the texture. All right. As soon as everyone gets caught up, let me know. And we'll get you all set up for the next steps. We're going to do a little extra kind of blending here. I'm a born blender. That's what I am, a born blender. And then we'll go in with our beauty blender. Oh dear Lord, this smells like some drywall paint. I feel like this would definitely knock out a small child. Oh dear, that's great. That looks it looks like I forgot a little corner down here though. Yeah. Oh, and I guess there's a little sun peeking through there, some moonlight. There we go. Perfect. So I think we're doing pretty well. It looks like this is looking very Galactica. I love the Galactica look. I'm very curious about these string lights in this picture here. Where's the electricity source? Where are they getting their electricity from? Also, excuse me, folks, I gotta take a quick blow my nose out. I get real nasally out here in this dry weather. Give me just a moment. All right, let's see here. What do we got? All right. Let me know when y'all are ready to move on to the next stop, and I'll hit play. And we'll continue on after with the rest of our beauty blending. Or maybe we'll just watch the rest of the beauty blending, and then we'll stop at the next step and see where everyone's at.
I'm just dabbing a lot of the parts where those colors are kind of meeting each other just to get them to blend.
She's also a born blender.
A cloudy sort of technique with the sponge. And then I'm going to grab some white and kind of dab it on my palette.
Oh, she can
You don't want
dab too, dear Lord.
a bunch of white on there because it might spread too fast and be hard to work with. So just a little bit of white.
That looks like a smoke signal.
Go in the middle part.
That looks like a smoke signal coming out there.
And just kind of dab.
Do I need to put some more? Do I need to dab it out?
Sort of wavy piece of white kind of goes from the bottom of the canvas.
Tasha's all ready. Tasha's a fantastic artist as well.
Blues, but keeping in mind that the center part is bright, and maybe there's some little pieces of white that don't blend, and that's okay. You can even take my
Little parts of the white that don't blend is okay.
That creates kind of a different effect when you.
I can confirm that alcohol markers are not going to look anything like the final product should, but we got to get something. See, exactly. I have acrylic, and I don't think it's going to turn out the way it should either.
Pure white, it's more like.
So I think we're all right, Meg. I bet it'll look glorious. When in doubt, just put a duck on it. Just draw a duck.
You can use that sponge to blend in some more dark.
Just throw a duck on it, and then everything's golden.
Some phthalo or Prussian, and just kind of like.
Perfect.
Dab some darker areas in there. A lot of this up here is going to be covered by trees.
Oh, there you go. If it sucks, you just put a tree over it.
Blended perfectly.
She says if it don't look good, just put a frickin' tree over it. I like this lady. She's smart.
Our center part towards the bottom.
She's very clever. She say, when in doubt, just throw a tree on it. Yours is gonna have ducks on it. Oh God, I just can't wait to see it. That's my challenge for all of y'all. As we start to finalize our own little paintings, I want you to add something that gets your own little flavor. Your own little bit of flavor to it. That's what I want to see. I want you to have your own little flavor and flair.
Super bright. I added some more Prussian blue up here in the upper left. It's super dark color. The painting is very dark at the top left and top right corners. So
Why her hand moved that fast though? Her hand moving so fast, that was Speed Racer. She was going lightning speed.
So this creates contrast in our sky by having some super dark areas. And then we have our bright Milky Way center.
I just a little curious.
Bring it closer to the center, but I don't want to add any of that dark color right there in the center. We want to keep it nice and bright. So I'm going to do one more little set of white with my sponge. When you switch to different colors on your sponge, you can move the sponge around to different areas and kind of fold the sponge with your hand.
Oh, she definitely drawing smoke signals. She doing something there.
I wanted that part to be white. I'm just adding another final layer of bright white right in the center, but of course it's a blending.
Okay, I'm just leaving mine as is. I'm just leaving mine as is. So I'm curious, are y'all gonna make it a surprise, or are you actually going to are you actually gonna tell us what you're gonna put as your secret little special accent to yours?
Extend it over in my dark area.
She's making me question everything. She makes me feel like I have to go back and redo it all. Like, how long is she gonna spend on this portion? It's in the background. It's in the background. Just go with it. My beautiful cerulean could never. My beautiful cerulean could never. You draw hidden pain. Oh, that's so cute. Is it gonna be like a little Where's Waldo? Be like, where's Waldo?
A toothbrush to splatter little star specks on the canvas. And what I do when I do
Oh no.
with a toothbrush.
Folks, that's not happening here tonight on this stream, on this establishment.
And I use my finger to apply the white. That usually
What else can we do to do
water to white. You don't, and you want to kind of test it out on a different surface to make sure that it's not going to be too thick or too thin. If it was too thin, all that extra water will kind of mess up the painting. If it was too thick...
Oh God, why does that look like a night with Danny DeVito?
Like shooting stars.
Those don't look like stars.
When I did the star splatters, I concentrated a lot of the little specks in the middle and then kind of went on the outer parts as well. You basically want to splatter all over the canvas, but do an extra concentration right there in the center where your Milky Way is. So you just want to kind of splatter that close to the canvas and do extra stars right there in the middle.
I think there's paint ending up everywhere other than the canvas.
And
I have fear.
A galaxy
I have fear that oh,
essentially
this one here, that's a
galaxy of techniques
that's a planet in the background.
for other paintings
That's
that you
Orion's
have.
that's
Moving
Orion's
on
belt.
to the next part of this painting, and we're going to start establishing
That's Orion's belt right there.
around our tent
And then this is
elements.
Venus.
So you saw me load my palette
That's
with
Saturn.
Eclipse black, and that's the color.
And
we're
that's
gonna use
that's
for the first
Zune,
layer
that's
of
Zeus
our
right there.
And our ground actually goes at an inward curve. So let's look at the final version of this.
Venus,
You look at the ground.
Saturn,
Goes
and then you
with
follow it up.
inward
And then up
curve
here,
area.
you got
The
Zeus.
line is curved a little bit
So,
downwards.
Venus,
Hard to tell, but
Saturn, and then you followed it up, and then you get to
and
Zeus
about
right up
3
here.
inches on each side. So that's that line that kind of divides the tree line and the
Venus,
ground.
Saturn,
So,
and then you just follow it up.
estimate 3 inches. You
And we
don't
have
to
Zeus up
find these
there.
Exact measurements, but this is just
Yes,
an
that looks
insight to help
precisely.
see what I
Okay, so what is she doing with this?
3 inches, and taking our 3.
What was she doing with 3 inches?
Wash brush, and I'm painting a curved area that kind of goes inward.
Why has it got to be curved?
Curve.
Also, she's doing precise measurements. I thought this is art. I thought this was supposed to be creative.
And this is just
Why are we using science and mathematics?
water into that to thin it out.
All right, so we're thinning it out,
Allow
folks.
this to go fast, and that
Let me rinse my brush.
a little bit easier. when
I don't feel like my stars are dry yet.
filling that part in.
A little bit of moisture. Oh. Oh. Oh.
We'll also be painting trees, but I'm going to do kind of
Don't you know this is not working out well? What is going on here? Oh, Geico. Sorry, y'all. Austin's broke. He can't get the YouTube Plus or the YouTube Premium. We have to watch ads.
pine trees. It would be very tedious to paint all these pine trees in a detailed way, but I'm actually just going to take the tip of my brush and paint little vertical strokes.
Oh, bitch, slow down.
Mean by
We're still on step 2. Doing this swirly little black circle at the bottom. Oh, yeah. That looks nice. How's it look up there? That looks like a... It looks about the same. I think we're doing good. I think we're doing what we should. We're doing our best. Maybe we gotta even this one out a little bit like that. Oh, that looks nice. And there's a little shadow there. Oh, yeah, that's good. We have some undertones coming through that black color. But hers just looks like it's just solid black. She says she watered it down. I fear that's not correct. I fear that's not correct at all. Did she use black? She called it, yes, Mercury Black. Mercury Black, I believe is what she called it. So it should be the one that you see in the upper right corner up there. I think she used a Mercury Black is what she called it. I think that's what she called it. This is looking great. I'm really proud of our work here, folks. Y'all are doing that shit. But while we pause for a moment, I think I'm gonna grab a smaller brush and I'm gonna put some more stars in because I want this a beautiful starry night. I want there to be all the beautiful stars in the world here. So I got this little brush. I think that one will be little enough. Yeah, I think so. Yeah, that looks nice. That looks real good. How's everyone holding up out there? Counselor Joyce going too fast? Or you hanging tight? These are some big ass stars. These are Joyce-sized stars. These are Lorgen and George stars. That's a Lorgen and George Zeus. And then we got Venus and Saturn. We're just accentuating them. Adding some texture. Oh, that's actually looking really... Look at that starry night. Trying to figure out a bigger star option because the white marker ain't cutting it. Let me think. What if you did like little bursts? Do a little, like little bursts? Like if you did like a, let me do all to one for you. Just do a little like a, kind of do like a little crossy little stars, like little bursts. Pew, pew. It's like that one's big. I didn't mean to do that the large. Joyce is a shining star. I'm gonna lose 40 pounds to get my knees so I can, can imitate Danny DeVito. Oh, Danny DeVito. Love that man. Such a gem. Such a gem. Oh, dear Lord Jesus. You know, it's such a pleasure to have you all here in the art cabin. You know, I was really fearful that Austin was just gonna put me in the middle of there. You know, I've seen way too many horror movies. I've seen Jason Voorhees. I have. Slightly turns me on a bit, but I don't know if it's just his big ass knife or his you know, it's like is it the mask or is he actually attractive, you know? Like you just can never tell with some of these guys. Are they actually attractive or is it just the mask? You know? Especially during Pride for month, you know? Mask for mask. I think we got some good amount of stars here. That looks good. We don't want it to look too crazy. Just want it to be like a star-kissed night. Oh my god, Joyce. Oh my god, Meg. Oh my god, Meg. That's it. That'd be perfect. Put some little shiny metallic stars in there. Oh god, yes, please do. I took a yellow marker and did some bursts. Oh, yes. All right, so we're going to pause here. Let everyone play a little catch up. But I think that's looking pretty good. I think we're pretty well set. We have our little bursts over here. That's Orion's belt. I do want to define this a little bit more. Saturn, Venus. And then we have the path. The path to Zeus. Yes, it's bursting. That's nice. That's real good. Perfect. I think that's great. That just has a nice amount of flair. We can even do a little bit of, let me a little dry brush and get to kind of like mellow out a little bit. And dry brushing, dears, is when my little nieces and nephews, when you go ahead and just take a little bit more of a dry brush and kind of fuse it out a little bit. Sometimes you can use dry brushes to add texture to things too. So if you want like a nice like wood texture, you want something to stand out, you can do so. Yeah, dry brushing you can do with a wide variety of different paints. You can do it with watercolor. I love to do it with a good watercolor. It's not often I do it with acrylic. We also have an ad that's about to start in just a moment. So we're actually going to take a little break, okay? So don't go anywhere. We're just going to pause and take a break, okay? Not going anywhere. I think we need to do, I brought my lipstick over here so we can touch that up too. Perfect. So our painting is looking out great so far. Really happy with that. When we get back from the ad break, we'll talk a little bit about tomorrow because we have some milestones. The silver marker helped a lot. Oh, thank God. Thank God. I'm so glad to hear. I can imagine it just give it a little extra, little chef's kiss to it. And, you know, I was thinking about it a little bit more. Sometimes, I bet with the water, the alcohol markers, It might like work best to like work backwards on probably one of these paintings. I'm not really sure though. I've never used acrylic markers. I think the first time I've ever really seen acrylic markers is I think I saw Otter using them, and then I think I saw McKeely using them as well. Is that Orion's belt or below his belt? Oh, well, let me walk you through it. This is Orion's belt. Here. And then here we have Venus. We have Saturn. And then they lead up to Zeus. That's Zeus up there. And so this is the planets aligning. And then they lead up right into Zeus. Right up into Zeus, right up there in the sky. I just read a book. And the book had this beautiful Greek mythology. So we have Venus, Saturn, and then Zeus is right there with his big-ass lightning bolt. So I think this just has a really good representation of Zeus in the sky. You know, like how celestial is that? Zeus and all the stars and the planets aligning like, dear Lord Jesus. That's what I call a good time. Yeah, that's what I call a good time. I'm just very, very curious where she's going to be taking us on this journey. Where is she going to be taking us on this journey? We're going to pause here for a moment. Let's just go to a quick little chatting. I'm just going to check the cell phone real quick. Make sure I didn't get any messages from Austin or anything like that. Perfect. I like Rick Met. Oh, so Meg, do you like books? Meg, do you like a good book? If you like a good book, and then my next question is do you like the gays? So first is do you like Greek mythology? Now, do you like books and do you like the gays? Those are the next questions I got for you. Very important pressing questions. Can I get another song? I started following videos like this one during COVID and painted like 30 plus paintings. That's fantastic. I did a lot of, during that time I was getting very like creative as well. I've always been a very creative individual, don't you know? That's why I've always been so good in the kitchen. But I've always loved to do like some watercolor. And I like to do it a little bit more abstractly. I actually brought some of my paintings if y'all would like to see some of them. Just let me know. I'd be happy to show you some of my paintings. Just say yes, and we can. I'll run and grab them, and I'll show you a couple of quick paintings that I've done so far. While we let this cool down, we'll let this dry a little bit so we can head to our next layer. So let me go grab you. I'll grab a couple of paintings and I could show you. I'm reading my first book in like 20 years. It's a slow process. You know what? I thought the same as well, but I've always enjoyed books. I have a large collection of books, or Austin has a large collection of books. And I've always enjoyed them. I've always enjoyed the idea of books. But recently, Austin's been telling me how reading books before bed has helped him really like kind of wind down and fall asleep a lot easier. So instead of like being on your phone or watching some sort of television show, he just like about an hour for bed, he puts all the devices away and we'll have a cup of tea with his book, and then goes brushes his teeth and then goes and lays down and reads a little bit more, and then it's just a little bit easier to fall asleep at night. So the book that Austin just finished was The Song of Achilles' Tendon. I'll send you a picture of it. The Song of Achilles' Tendon. It's a gorgeous book. It has Greek mythology. It's very, very good. Very, very good. And there's some queer love. There's some queer love in there too. It's a heart-wrenching story, but it's definitely worth the read. I just got another one that's supposed to be very similar. It's called Ari and Dante Go for a Golden Shower. Yeah. I'll send it to you. Also, Meg, just an FYI, Austin ventured out in the heat today before stream to go make sure some things made it to the post office. Just a little FYI to you. All right, so let me go grab some paintings. I'll show you what we got. Well, we'll let this simmer and cool down. Oh, yes, I think it's the golden shower, I believe. I think. Don't quote me on it. Let me see what I got to show y'all. Enjoy this song while it happens. You got an email? Oh, don't you know? That's fantastic. I like how those systems work. That's real nice. That's fancy dancy. It's a pain in the ass, I'll tell you that. All right, I got to make sure that there's no signatures on here. So this one. So this is a watercolor one. And the interpretation kind of just feels like it's about kind of just standing out and being your own self. Let's take that off. We don't need that up there right now. So there's the out one. That's a watercolor painting. Definitely mixed medium is a preferred medium for sure. And then this is for the plant lovers. This is for the plant lovers. That's for the plant lovers. You've never done watercolor. It's the most forgiving of the mediums in the world. I love it so much. So this one is mixed medium. This is going to be ink mixed with a watercolor. And then this one might be my favorite of them. Another mixed medium watercolor. Very abstract. Very abstract. That's what those are. Very abstract. All right, folks. I think we're ready to get back to our painting. Y'all ready? Your nimble fingers ready to get back at it? All right, so let's continue with our video where we left off. And I think she's going in with some, I think she's going in with trees now. Is that what she's going for?
This is still the 3/4 flat brush.
Oh, yep, she's going with some trees, folks. So we're going in with some trees now.
In a vertical direction. So just very, very gently holding that brush in just using the tip of the brush. And
just the tip, she said, folks. Just the tip.
Trees that are way in the distance. So I'm creating my tree line. So those trees are kind of.
I feel like my brush is a little too husky. I think we need to go to a little lighter brush. Maybe that one feels a little nicer. I might share mine's on Discord. I'd love to see them, Meg. I would. We have a whole channel dedicated to them. I'd love to see it.
And some are closer, some are further, some are bigger, some are smaller. But overall, the technique is just.
But if it is, I hope to see everyone's Camp RYDER creations under the Camp RYDER channel. That's where I'd like to see those at.
The highest maybe is an inch high above the horizon line.
I feel like a little bit drier of a brush is kind of more beneficial during this phase, and then I could just do some like extra layers. It feels a little bit more wispy like this, don't you think? These ones felt a little bit blocky, but these ones feel like a little bit more wispy, like a beautiful tree line.
Paint the ground, so
ma'am, slow down, don't you know? I forgot to take the cap off my pen. Oh no, not the pen. Let's get that there. Oh, yeah. Oh, that's looking good, y'all. I'm very proud of that. That looks nice. There we go. That's a big-ass tree. That's a redwood there. That's the redwood in that forest. There's another redwood. Maybe we can make these a little less wild there. Not me having to peel it off there like that. All right, there we go. That was another big ass tree. There's a lot of redwoods in this forest. I think we need a little extra flavor right there. I think our forest line looks nice. That looks good. This camera does do a little obstruction to the actual light, but we're doing our best that we can here, folks. We'll show more of this, how this looks in IRL. Do you actually, let me see, is it dry enough? The top might be dry enough. So there's actually what we're looking at. That lighting's a little bit more realistic. of what it looks like IRL. So like, look at that. See, it just loses a little bit of the vibrancy. Just a little of the vibrancy gets lost. What was that? Yeah, you didn't get me a Camp RYDER shirt, you asshole. Freaking Austin was supposed to order me a Camp RYDER shirt. And he said it just wouldn't fit the bosom, so he refused to get me one. So all he got me was this goddamn sticker. All he got me was this goddamn sticker to put on. I guess that works. Does that look all right? I don't know. I'm not sure if it's even. I can't tell from this angle. So there we go. There's the Camp RYDER sticker. Okay. Once you're all ready after this step, let me know. Once you got those beautiful tree lines, those beautiful whispering tree lines in there, just let me know and we'll move on to the next step. I'm covered in the paints. It looks like I blew a Blue Man group. Beautiful and shiny. Oh, look at that. It adds even more ample to your bosom. Oh, thank you. Yeah, no, these would actually make really good pasties. Maybe if Arston, can I get another one? I'll just do a double whammy. Be like a pasty. Yeah? You into that? Oh, you like the guys. I forgot. I'm ready. Just got to take a minute to see what the fam wants. Sounds good, Tasha. I'll see you back in a moment. Once everyone checks in and let me know how they're doing, we will continue forward with their painting. But so far, so good. This is looking like a beautiful Let's Go Camping acrylic paint tutorial by a painting person. Also, I think she's straight up using a makeup brush. Like, can you look at this? Look at this right here. I think she's straight up using something from her her MAC Cosmetics kit. That's I don't know if that's a paintbrush. That definitely looks like a makeup brush. That looks kind of like a looks like a not necessarily a blush brush, but it definitely kind of gives me a little bit maybe like a concealer brush. Are y'all seeing that with me as well? It kind of looks like a little bit like a concealer brush. Yeah, that doesn't look right. That looks a little bit I question this lady's painting skills. She's using makeup sponges. She's using makeup brushes to do all this. I guess we could just call that handy. I guess that's what she's doing. You know, we talk about Pride Month. It's quite fluffy. Yeah, it just looks. That does not look like a like this brush here. This brush that got some fluff to it. But there's a difference here. The brush that's here, it definitely just has a little bit too much like fluff, you know? Sorry, the Australian, don't you know don't you know? Don't you know? Just need 2 scoops of ambrosia. I mean, makeup is just painting your face. That's what I was gonna say. So, like like drag queens, yeah, putting makeup on your face is like an art. I even like some of these beautiful makeup tutorials I see, like Michaela do. Like Michaela Naguara. She does some makeup tutorials. That's some powerful painting skills there. So, you know what? If you want to use it in your canvas as well, if your face is your canvas, this is your canvas, then why not? Why not? Just make it happen. Just do it, right? I love Michaela. You know, I have a love-hate relationship with her. There's just some things that I don't think we need to know about the influencers' lives. Like your $4.8 million home. You know, there's just some things that you lose a little touch of reality with your audience, I feel. That's just my opinions. I'm just a single Midwestern cat lady. So I'm allowed to have those opinions. But I just feel like there's sometimes where you just got to come to reality and say, hey, my audience struggles to buy my skincare. or they struggle to avoid e.l.f. cosmetics. So let me show my $4.8 million home in my custom bedroom size closet. Let me show them that with the custom LEDs. For me, it just is you lose a little touch of reality. I just saying, you know, I just have a humble abode in the Midwest with me and my cats, you know, but there's just sometimes you're like, yeah, that's miraculous and all, but like, as just a somebody who's just out here just enjoying some content, like, I don't need to see the excessive lifestyle. No. But it's like, especially, no, we won't dare. This is not the Tea Channel. We're not gossiping tonight. No. But I definitely do feel this hair needs a little loving. It looks like I just woke up on the wrong side of the bed. All right, folks, how are we doing? Are we all caught up? Do we have our beautiful whispering trees at the bottom of our painting now? Or our drawing? Our alcohol markering? Also, why did she have us do this extra blue color? I fear we never used that extra blue color. So far, so good. I got my trees. Welcome back, Tasha. All right, so let's continue with our next step of the process. So let's see what she has in store for us next. I think we're going to do some trees, maybe.
Tree line, we have brown sort of dirt. That's going to be where our tent and our trees are going to be.
Oh, that rag has definitely been well used.
Palette with burnt umber, so you can see that there's still a kind of a line of brown underneath our tree line. So I'm going to take my 3/4 flat and that brown, and I'm just going to pretty much do what I did with the black, but just kind of go over it with the brown. So it's going.
All right. So folks, we need a burnt umber, and I actually have a burnt umber. There's a burnt sienna or a burnt umber. You know, Meg, I was just thinking the same thing. So I was trying to think about something else that could be like an alternative. What if, do you have like, some like paper where you could like draw so maybe like some like watercolor paper or some like white construction paper where you could like draw with the alcohol markers to make your tent. And then maybe you do kind of like a mixed medium where you could use like some like hot glue or use like maybe a little piece of cardboard behind it. And you can make the tent almost kind of like 3D off of the background. I was kind of thinking that in my head. If you're using the alcohol markers, maybe you just use like a paper and draw your tent that way. And then you can layer it. And if you want to do the trees, you could do the trees that way. I feel like that's a little bit more challenging. But you could do the tent and then make that kind of pop off the page a little bit. I think that's a good one. So we're going to start with our burnt umber in a brush size. That's all I got for you. We're going to do a brush size. And I think she's just doing some strokes. She's stroking it for us.
And that's okay if that black isn't dry and if our brown is kind of mixing with our black. That's fine. Just kind of establish a horizon line below your trees and just gently left and right strokes. Paint that brown all the way down.
And you heard her. We're stroking left and right, not up and down.
We have a lot of light going on at the bottom. You're going to grab a little bit of white on the tip of your brush. You're going to blend some white at the bottom. And this might turn kind of gray because we have the black and the brown mixing together with our whites. It's going to be kind of a grayish brown. We just want to lighten that part up right there at the bottom.
Okay, so we're going to do the base of the brown here. We're still leaving our horizon a little bit black there though, folks.
And so just making that part lighter. So
and then we're going to go down here towards the bottom. Hi, Kay, how you doing? Oh, dear Lord.
Coach, take me back to the last...
Not the ad break. Not the ad break.
Good time in our painting to kind of take a...
This is looking pretty good so far. Oh, the Axel! Thank you. Thank you, Axel. It's so great to see you again. We miss you so much. You know, Austin talks about you all the time.
So because this is a dark background, I will be using a white chalk pencil to draw.
Okay, so we're gonna stop here. So we are playing our burnt umber down, and then we're gonna do a little bit of the white towards the base here, which she said it might turn a little bit gray, but that's okay. That's okay. How are you doing, Kay? How are you doing, Kay? It's so great to see you. Also, Kay, I found a replacement book. I found another book that I'm trying out. I'm not sure if I'm going to like it or not, but so far, so good. I'm not complaining about it. I'm enjoying it thus far. I feel like we have to do... Maybe we need a little bit more black in there because my burnt umber and the white got a little too white there. And they're not blending as nicely. So maybe we need to get a little bit of moistness on the brush. Grania introduced you to the unblock. Do you block? You block who? Who you block? Maybe that's not as bad as I thought it was. Maybe we'll just do a tad bit of white there. He talked about how I know. No, he would never. You know, Austin is a pretty forgiving guy. And he's not one that ever, like, just kind of really holds grudges. Never, ever. Life's too short to be angry and flustered with people. Unless it's someone at the cookie shop. I heard that gets him kind of a little pissed off, you know. Maybe we just do some little whispers of white right here to kind of match the painting. Oh, just some whispers. Just a little bit of whispers. Oh, that actually looks good. That looks nice, those little strokety strokes in there. That blended nicely, y'all. Very pleased, very pleased. I feel like I just want a little flavor of white right here. Oh, that's a shit ton of white there. That was a bad idea. Okay, there we go. I think we fixed it. All right, once everyone has their burnt umber down, once you have your burnt umber down, let me know. Cookies poorly. I think it was the cookies poorly organized, but I think it was definitely like the bad driver that was just really the cherry on top of that experience. That was the cherry on top of that experience. Which they keep opening up more and more of those shops, and I think ultimately their goal is just to like be open on Sundays when you really want a cookie, and so someone will be like compromised, and they'll say, you know, I'll go try that cookie, and you get there and you're like, oh god, that was shit. I should have just ordered my crumble cookies a day early. That's all I should have done. All right, folks. So we have our tree line. We have our black base. We put some burnt umber and some highlights in there. Watercolors may be forgiven, but acrylic is nice because you can layer easily if you mess up. This is true. This is true. I just feel part of it. I just really enjoy that, like, you can add the layers of I guess it's just they're kind of both their own because they both have the things that make them easy, the things that make them challenging. You just remembered there were some tough cookies in there, and I mean that quite literally. I mean that quite literally. There are some tough cookies up in that batch. I still remember I got that email and they said, hey, guess what? Guess what, don't you know? Guess what, don't you know? I will give you a free glass of milk next time you come on in. I'm like, nah. Pass. No, I hope not. You know, I had an itch. I had an itch I couldn't scratch. That helped. Don't you know? Don't you know? Alrighty, folks. So let's continue. If you're still working on your burnt umber, don't worry. Don't worry. We're just going to do we'll see where we're going next with the painting.
Our tent, and let's look at our final version of this painting. So our tent is in the very center. So I have the same amount of space on the left and the right. The tent.
That don't look very
is-
standard to me.
Measure it. It's about 6 inches wide. And you don't have to do these exact dimensions. But
Oh,
I'm
no, I don't
gonna
got time for that.
Get an estimate on how we're going to do this drawing. And it's about 3 inches high from the bottom to the top.
So she's doing a pencil.
And
She's going to grab a pencil. Maybe we need to grab some more utensils.
So if I were to measure from the bottom to the bottom of the tent, it's about 1.5 inches. So I'm going to go ahead and make a few marks on my painting. I'm going to measure where that 1.5 inch mark is and make a little dash line so I know.
Okay, I gotta be real with y'all. I need to have a real moment with y'all right now. In all reality, I'm not gonna have the opportunity to use my other painting to make a matchup with. I feel like she should just be making it so that like we're making our eyes like. Yeah, no, sorry, I got an itch. I just don't feel like this is very real. This isn't the reality.
High, so I'm going to make a mark 3 inches above that. Again, these do not have to be exact. I'm not being super precise with my measurements. I'm just getting an estimate.
I'm just gonna have a big ass tent on mine. I'm not sure if I'll have any knowledge of scale.
Take my ruler and do a 6-inch horizontal line on the bottom.
I don't think I have a pencil over here.
Try to make it centered, but if it's not perfectly centered, that's okay. Try to make it horizontal and parallel with the bottom of the canvas. So now we have
Not a pencil I want to use at least.
and how wide our tent is going to be, and we can start filling it in. So I'm going to start by doing our triangular front part of our tent. And I'm just going to draw
I don't think I got a pencil.
triangle piece, not on that entire line because part of that line represents the side of the tent.
So this is what I'm gonna do.
About halfway across that line.
We're gonna get some white paint.
Triangle, and the lines on the side of the triangle kind of curve inwards a bit.
Everyone doing all right on pace?
And our line on the top that's going to the side, let me show you with my T-square. It's not a horizontal line. It goes kind of diagonal. So this is not horizontal. It kind of goes diagonal upwards a bit. And then our side.
Y'all doing all right?
So this
Just check in. Just check in with me if you need a break.
inches.
Having insurance isn't the same as having State Farm. It's like getting...
We're not gonna get the visual and the ad in there. No. Grabbing a paper and pencil and potting super fast. Okay, well, I'll just trace mine and then we'll pause for a second. We'll let you catch up,
And the
okay?
Side line that goes diagonal.
We won't move on forward so you won't miss anything.
So those lines kind of curve inwards. They're not straight. And then this line at the bottom is also not horizontal. It goes kind of diagonal, but it's parallel to that top line. This piece on the bottom
I feel like I need to go over a little bit just like
is
that.
horizontal.
Like this, like that.
And then our little opening. So I did like a little triangular, isosceles triangle right there for the opening of the tent. I'm just going over my drawing and sketching it. This chalk will erase, and when we paint it in, we can always adjust our shape. Sometimes our paint goes a different direction than what our drawing did, so this is just a guideline. You should have enough room on each side of the tent for trees. We're going to go ahead and paint our tent in next. So I
Oh, bitch,
used-
slow down, bitch. Does that tent look like it needs to be bigger? Does that tent look like it's a good size? Just need to go a little bit higher, you think? I know she says hers erases, but I'm just gonna do the white and we'll figure it out. We'll go from there. I'm not gonna worry about it. And this is kind of like the similar like dry brush technique a little bit, you know? Just kind of feel it in as we go. But I do feel like we need to go a little bit further out this way, maybe. Oh, yeah, that's nice. Okay, I think we're good. Perfect. I think our outline's decent. For us going free-handed and not using measuring tools and essentials, I think we're doing great. I drop my pen underneath the couch. As soon as I find it, I'll be ready to start the... Okay, we'll wait. We'll wait. Are you drawing along, Endless? Or are you just being a little jokester? You're always such a little jokester every time I hear. Always such a jokester. Yeah, that looks nice. That's good. And then we'll just put our trees around it. We got Orion's belt back here. We got Venus, Saturn, and Zeus. I figure I can use black pinning for the sky and the earwax for the tent. That's very clever. That's very smart. I wish I would have thought of that. That's a very smart thing to do. Very, very smart. And then we'll just do the yellow. Because that's what these are going to be little highlights and shadows, right? Little highlights and shadows in there. That's gorgeous. That looks like a snack. And then I think I don't know if she's painting the tent. I think the tent is, I don't know if we're focusing on the tent, the tree in the background. I think, so the trees that we see in the foreground here, I think those are going to be the last things that we paint in this. Yeah, please don't mention the brown of the trees. Please. Also, I feel bad we didn't say hello to Tetra today on stream. I know Austin always likes to give her a couple of little treats. Also, I forgot to mention this, y'all. If y'all didn't do so already, we have I think we have just we have only 25 total of the welcome package that is available. So with the welcome package, I showed you all a couple of times with this, but I have started including some surprises. I've started including some custom surprises in the care packages. So with the care package, don't forget, you're going to get the playing cards that you can play strip poker with. You can do some magic tricks that I'll teach you. You're going to get the custom welcome letter. And the custom welcome letter is actually coming with a few extra custom surprises that I've included. Nothing too crazy, but just something a little special for you. You'll also get the stamped envelope so you can actually send a letter back to camp. There is your custom welcome letter that will be coming, and I've had such a blast writing these. So yesterday I spent all evening working on these custom letters, and I had such a blast because each of them is just so special and unique for each and every single one of you. It shares memories and thoughts of one another, so you got to get the custom welcome letter. You get your, of course, you're going to be reading your books at your camp possibly, so you're going to get your bookmark. You're getting your name tags to welcome you into camp so everyone can be introduced to you. They can put a name to a face. And then you're getting a couple of custom extra things in there. Again, I'm not going to share what those are. There is some custom special things you're going to get in your care package, though. So the care packages have been reduced by $5. While still $5 going to charity. So I'm very happy and proud about that. So after a few of the orders went through, I had to adjust the price to make sure that it made sense for everyone. So the prices have been adjusted on the care package. Don't you know? I just glanced over my computer screen and I just said, oh dear Lord, how'd the paint get up there? Like, how did that get up there? That's not my flavor of paint. I realize it's not my painting I'm looking at. That's my painting. I'm looking at the painting right in front of me, not the one to the right. Oh, dear Lord, have mercy. Much better. Much better. Alrighty, folks. Well, let's see where our next step is after this tree. Do we have a check-in? Let's do a quick check-in. Is everyone ready to continue on? I do fear I have paint there. That is a paint spot. That's a paint spot. I guess I'm leaving my mark on Austin's territory, I suppose. I guess I left my mark. All ready to go? Ready? All right, let's continue. So I have the outline of my tent.
Different colors for the tent. I used CAD yellow medium and CAD red light. If you don't have CAD red light hue, you can use any red.
Medium yellow.
Orange sort of tint of red. So you can also use orange for this. You can also change the color of your tent. I recommend something bright and a warm color so that it contrasts against our cool background.
Okay, so I'm gonna use this. I have the what is that called? The medium yellow.
This is just
I got the medium yellow. I'm gonna use a scarlet red.
This exact brush. Just find any brush that's small and flat. We're gonna go.
Oh, there's camera.
Paint our tent white first. So
We're gonna use the scarlet red, which looks very close to what she's looking at as well.
you add a layer of white to it first, so it shows nice and bright. I'm going to.
And then if we want it to be a little bit more orangey, all we got to do is just kind of mix two of those together and we'll be golden.
In the direction of the side of the tent.
All right, you need some more white though.
Strokes. So they're kind of curved and going in that diagonal direction, kind of short strokes. You don't have to apply 100% coverage. So if you have a little bit of sky showing through, that's okay.
This may be the last ad you ever see.
You can also use the tip of your brush to outline the shape. So at the top, I made that.
So I'm gonna do the tip of my brush to outline the shape a little bit first.
And the rest of it is in the diagonal direction. And then for this side of the tent, I'm going to use the tip of the brush to outline my shape. So the outer parts of that shape, including the opening, using just the tip of the brush to loosely outline.
I feel like I'm gonna need to use a little bit smaller of a brush
So I'm leaving kind of a gap
for when I do the face of it, because this is definitely feeling a little bit too kind of.
Sky show through so that I can see the division of where the.
That's definitely feeling a little bit thick there.
But I'm using mostly the tip of the brush to fill that in. I can use the width too, but it is a smaller area. But same.
It actually looks really nice, and then we're just gonna kind of pull it back a little like that. Oh yes, that looks good. That looks like fabric. That looks like fabric, folks.
I'm just gonna call it orange from now on, even though it says CAD red light. So I'm taking my orange and starting at the top.
I fear like they were gonna have to need to do quite a few little bit of layers with this white a little bit, unless she just.
And that's kind of the point.
Is my white just not white enough? Is it just what's going on with this?
Too light. You might want to let this dry and then do this step. But mine is drying relatively quick. And then grab your yellow.
So maybe we let this dry for just a moment. But also I'll move into the face of it though.
And then it gets back to like the reddish orangish color at the bottom. So it's kind of bright in the middle.
So here I'm gonna go just in like she just did.
At the top and the bottom. Then I'm going to wipe the brush off but not rinse it. Grab my orange color.
And then we have our little tint flap.
Bottom up into the yellow. Does not have to be a perfect gradient.
Which I'm not really sure if I think I might just go in and kind of just color it in with some brown.
Dragging that up.
But I think if we left a little bit of space, that might be ideal, right?
Then I'll use the tip of the brush to kind of outline the bottom part and drag it up a little bit more. And then we're going to need to paint the front of the tent. So I'm going to grab the orange for the front and go ahead and the same kind of way I painted it in, use the tip of the brush to kind of outline it.
Oh, that looks good. Look at that shit. How y'all doing? How's your tents turning out?
This has a little contrast. It stands out from what's to the right of it. It's kind of lighter.
Beautiful.
Here it's a little bit darker, so that stands out. And
oh, look at that. And then we can put little like stakes in the edge of the tent so it looks even more real life. So let's give it a little bit more flair here.
And I did a little bit more yellow over on the left. I'm just filling it in.
I feel like hers is still pretty
That
moist.
yellow and red combination, yellow and orange combination, blend gently on the canvas. I'm going to go back over here on the right, add a bit more yellow in there. So you can adjust
Okay,
your
so
tint
you got
if you
that,
want
and
more
she
of a
said
yellow
she's
color
not,
or
she's
more
just rinsing her brush.
orangish color.
Mine's coming together. How's the method working for
And
you?
add a little bit of white on the tip of the brush. And I want kind of more of a brighter glow on this.
So I don't remember, did she do yellow first? I think she did yellow.
I'm dragging some white in there. Over here too, just going to drag some white in there, but try not to over blend the white. This is going to brighten your tint up a little bit more.
I fear that we got to let this dry a little bit.
White in there.
Because it's just not dark enough. It's too, we're not getting the coverage that we need right now.
And then I want to do some darker shadowy areas. So without rinsing the brush, I grabbed black and kind of wiped it off because I don't want too much black on my brush here. So kind of dry brush style, so wiping off the paint to make sure it's very dry. And I'm going to drag the black from the bottom upwards to make this kind of darker and more shadowy, gives it some contrast. If you don't like how this looks, you don't have to do this step. Just dragging that black.
She just says you don't like this. You don't have to know that shit. Also, my whites never seemed as white as the videos I watched. It always took me multiple layers. I know she's like doing it in one stroke.
In with orange.
She's like a one bump. She's a one bump and done.
That orange a little bit.
Paper was a great idea. Oh, I'm so glad it's working for you.
That blend in with more orange.
Okay, so let's
And then
see.
I'm going to set my flat brush aside and grab a number 4 round brush. So there's a few black lines on our tint.
So let me, we'll let that dry a sec.
On the opening part. So I'm going to take my round brush, load it with black, and paint the opening. But there's also a line that kind of extends a little bit higher for the opening. And just loading that black on the tip of the brush because we need thin lines for this. I'm going to gently outline the left part so we have kind of the strings that are anchoring the tent.
I knew she was gonna paint some strings. I just knew it. I knew it in my being that she was gonna do some strings on hers too.
Piece that's on the right part of the front part of the triangle. That line extends downwards to the ground, so like that it's anchored. The rope is anchoring the tent to the ground.
Okay.
On the left part and right part of the door, we have 2 more lines, 2 more rope lines that extend from the top and outwards.
Let's see here. I'm just gonna do kind of just the flaps up here in the face.
Next, I'm going to switch back to my 12 bright brush. So that's that little flat brush. And we want to do just a little bit of highlight on the tent, but then we're also going to paint some highlight on the ground. So I'm going to
It just kind of looks a little bit muddy
I'm just going to outline the top part of
with
the
that black
tent.
behind there.
We're going to have lights that are kind of glowing. So we
I think I need to like spackle this on or something.
Top, few little
Like a little bit
strokes on the
heavier.
top. Nothing too significant.
Just it's a little bit better. I guess it just looks a little bit more shady.
And then we have a lot going on the ground. We have a really
So let's do this. We're gonna carry the yellow up here, and we're gonna bring it down.
The colors that are on my palette here. I'll be using.
See, you know what I mean here? It's just it's
white. So let me show you what we're talking about here.
this is hard to cover.
Really short strokes that are going in.
We're gonna let that dry for a sec.
It has all the colors in the tent and it's glowing on the ground. So loading the yellow, the orange, and the brown and the white on your palette. And just very gently doing left and right short.
Okay, so this is where we're gonna pause.
That tent look like it's.
So this is where we'll pause here. Y'all feeling good? Do I need to rewind for anyone? I don't mind rewinding for anyone if we need to. We just got to get some cool down on this guy. We got to get you draw down, bitch. And then maybe we'll just do some more yellow or something. We'll let it dry down. I found my pen. Could I start over from the beginning? Absolutely not. Absolutely not. Absolutely not. We are, I think we're about halfway. We're about halfway. Absolutely not. You could go back and watch the VOD. So start painting now. Start painting where we're at now. So just start working where we are now. Just put your tint on the page. Put your tint on the page. Titra wants to come up here so bad. I feel so bad for her. She wants to come up here and hang out. But don't do it, babesy. Babesy boobs, don't do it. Just trying to figure out how she got this shit to... this is some quality paint she's using. She's definitely using some quality paint for it to dry like that, you know? I'm also looking at this, and I just love how such a mess her painting space is. Like, it's very curated. Like, I wonder if it's actually from painting, or if she kind of threw paint everywhere, you know? She's like, I'm going to start a YouTube channel. I want it to look authentic. I'm just going to put paint all over my board. Because, you know, these colors kind of look very similar to one another, so it almost feels very, very deliberate here. I don't know about y'all, but look at this. We got some beautiful hues of blues and some greens that just kind of look very earthy. You know, that's what I'm kind of seeing right now. I feel like it is definitely staged. It is. Like, look at my studio space. Look at my studio. No, ma'am. That is, you definitely did that yourself. You dry brushed the hell out of that. Like, it's very pretty, but, you know, just like those colors, those look too good together. This is not a real artist space. I'm sorry to say. A real artist. You know what's even crazier is that what if she stages her background to match the... Because if you look at the painting, and look at the board, they're very similar to one another. The colors look very, very similar. So I wonder if she stages the board to match the painting. So it just kind of pulls everything together. You know? I just saying, I don't want to start anything, any rumors or any conspiracies about this woman. That's not fair. But I want to keep it real with y'all. All right, so it's still not dry. So we're just gonna go in with like a nice thick layer of yellow. And I can already see it's making a bit of a difference because it did dry a little bit. So that's nice. So I think we'll just keep working in the yellow in between. So we'll do a quick little dry. And do our yellow. So let's do another layer of yellow. Bring it on down. And then maybe, I still have a little bit of yellow here as well. All right, let's do, I just want to do some simple yellow strokes without going back again. Because you can see it gets a little orangey when I do that. And I just want to kind of keep the yellow towards the top there. As much as I can. But if it is going towards the back there, it is going to kind of give that shadow effect. So it's not terrible, right? But we got to get some more yellow on the face here. And I think I need to find another spot to put some yellow. Because this yellow got a little bit too much orange. Oh! Got a lot of orange in there. Where is the brush? There you are. And then the face also has a little bit of orange, but it's mainly around these crevasses. So let's just do a little bit of this. That's nice. And just grab some more yellow. And just kind of pull that on in. Yeah, I think that's not too bad. And then we'll clean up these edges with a little burnt sienna. So let me put a little more yellow on this other side here. I fear that our tint's going to be the part that takes the longest. Because when I look at the picture, the trees don't look too challenging. I think we're going to put down a brown base. She put some white strokes on it. We have the moon up in the background, and then the tree branches. I think that's going to be one of the last pieces, adding those nice textures in there. So I think that our challenging piece here is probably going to be our tent here. Yeah. Challenging piece is going to be the tent here. We're going to turn this fan on high. And we'll let that dry a little bit. I'm sorry for anyone who's watching the VOD and you have a little sound like someone's rose in the background. It's just my fan trying to cool things down. Just trying to get things to dry up a little bit. And then we'll put a little shadowy glow outside the tent. This is going to be great. This is great, folks. I do definitely feel like the black lines are a little harsh when you look at the tent there. So maybe I feel like the burnt umber might be a little bit better. Because if you look at these little swoops at the edge of the tent there, it is most certainly, that black is very prominent. So I feel like if it was like more of like a burnt umber, that burnt umber would kind of tie well with the browns in there and make it look less, looks like less a little too crazy, you know? That's kind of what I'm thinking. So I do fear that I need to actually, since we took these down like that, I fear like we need to go down like this with this, because that's where the direction of the tent's going. Also, I do, now that I think about it, the problem also might be me, and that I'm using this like canvas board instead of actually using probably like an actual, it looks like she's using a canvas board too. I'm not sure. Yeah, it's looking a little bit better. It's just this area, it's very troublesome. This actually might be the final coat on this side. I don't think I'm mad at that. That's not bad. That's not bad at all, folks. Okay. So now we just got to drag this one down too. I want to clean up that yellow line right there. So maybe we just pull it in that way. Because that's where our tent line is going to go. Right? We're just going to work with the fan on it from now on. So we're going to get up to the highlight of the tent up here. And then I'll work on the face after. And we'll get some more yellow on there. To kind of get rid of that face there. So we got our white. And then she kind of looks like she just did like a little strokey stroke like this. And then she, I think she used like the burnt umber towards the bottom. I don't think we're going to need much. Maybe I should rinse this out so we don't get as much highlight into there. And so I'm going to do a little bit of both. So I'm not sure exactly what she did, but I'm going to do a little bit of the burnt umber. And then I'm going to do a little bit of the red. So I just put the littlest amount of red on that brush. The littlest amount of red on that brush. And then I'm going to do some burnt umber. So we can kind of get the blend of both of those. So I did my tent and so I'm doing that little brighter shade in the front on the tent and my paper and I cut it out and I'm actually pretty, oh, I can't wait to see it. I mean, don't you know I can't wait to see it. Don't you know I can't wait to see it? It's like we just washed away all the paint. We just washed away all the paint. Let me move up to the face. We might need to move back, come back to the tent here in a few. From what I'm looking at the painting is that the tent is happening now, but I don't think it has to. Because there's nothing that's covering the tent right now that would prevent us from doing it later. So I'm going to move on from our tent. That does not mean you have to, but I do want to progress so that I can let this dry and then come back to it. And it really kind of finish up. I want to come back to it so I can really finish up some of these details. To really tie the whole thing together. See, like that already looks better. And then let's just put a little yellow on the face. But I do think it just needs to sit for a minute and kind of dry itself out. Because you just keep painting over and it kind of lifts shit up. Kind of just pushing stuff around, and I don't think we're doing ourselves any favors here, no. But I have general idea of outline and things like that, so we can go back in after that. So we're going to let this dry. So is everyone ready to move on to our next area? I think we're about to move into the trees or the moon is where we're heading next. We're also about to run into an ad, so we're going to take a quick break so no one misses out on where we're at in the project. I'm going to stand myself up and go stretch, so you do the same. All right, folks, I'm going to be right back. I'll be back here in just a minute. I just want to stand up and stretch my brassiere. Okay, I'll be right back. Oh, there's a place off Ocean Avenue, don't you know? All right, so Ed will be back here in about 30 seconds. And then I think we're about to get into some trees. I think we're going to get into some bark action. And then, Meg, are you thinking that you're going to be able to just kind of do your trees over this? Trying to decide as you're about to ask. Great minds think alike. I was just going to see if you needed, if you're anything about doing those trees paper as well. The only thing that I could think of that would be a little bit of a challenge is when you get to actually do when you go to do the leaves on the trees. If you decide to do paper, I think that's going to be your challenge, is if you decide to do the leaves of the trees. Unless you think that, because I think the big thing here is just adding the highlights so they kind of stand out from the background and a little bit more towards the foreground. But I'm not sure if that your white alcohol marker will do the same. So let's see. Let's watch the tutorial, and we'll decide from there and see what we want to do. What will work best for you.
On the ground. So I'm grabbing some orange here, doing some short strokes of orange. You don't have to over blend this, just kind of let it mix on the palette or mix on the canvas. We have a lot of dark ground still showing through.
So she's kind of just doing a little orangey.
Over the brown that's already on.
Let me mix a little color real quick. That's really red.
More shadowy on the right part of the tent.
So I'm just mixing a little bit of the yellow and red here.
Front part of the tent.
And then I'm going to take some of the burnt umber.
A little bit further out to the left.
And that's what I'm going to probably use there, up here towards the front of the...
Orange, the brown, the yellow on my palette.
Because I do think this is something that we can't really do later. Because we're going to put trees over it. But I am going to have to figure out what I'm going to do around the tree, like the base of our tent. Because these kind of go right up to the base of the tent. And I'm still not done with that yet.
Overblend your colors. If you want more yellow in there, you can grab more yellow. If you want more of a yellow glow.
And so it looks like she wants the glow mainly coming from the middle, but so it's really orangey color. I don't know how you feel about that orange. It's very...
And even though it's a glowing part, it's still not brighter than the tent. It's kind of a translucent layer. So we don't want to lose our tent by making this super bright and it looks...
But we're just going to kind of... I'm going to do it like she has kind of like a tent-like shape there.
You know what they say about summer.
I burnt my cucumber. Oh my dear Lord. What were you doing? What were you doing to do such action to yourself?
On the ground, it should look like a glowing reflection.
So hers is a little bit more streaky.
Bright, but not as bright as the tent.
Whereas I kind of like mine just a little bit more kind of like this more like subtle type of tone.
Like chalk lines, you can go ahead and erase that. I didn't show me erasing that, but I just took the eraser that's on my chalk pencil and erased any chalk lines that are still showing through on the tent. We're going to be doing our trees next, so...
And you see what I did there? Since I did the burnt umber, the red and the yellow, and I just put a little bit of white, and that's going to give me that my hue there.
My Mars black a little bit. So we have a bunch of trees, very tall trees.
That's not bad. That's not bad at all. I'm going to take it up to the edge of the tree, and then I will still try to cut it and crisp it up a little bit.
And we may have room for a few smaller, thinner trunk trees. So I'm going to start with our tree on the left. And the base of this tree is a little bit below the front of the tent. So you can see that.
Let me rewind just a little bit. Hold it, take this. She used the black Videra?
This tree is a little bit below the...
Oh, she did. Meg, you might get away with this one actually, but I'm not sure if the brown will go over yet.
And the base of this tree is a little bit below the front of the tent. So you can see that base is maybe a quarter.
All right, let's see. I think I have another brush we can use for this because I don't want to be a little fearful to use the yellow brush. Also, it might be time to change out the acrylic water.
Our trunk needs to start out wide. So the width of the trunk.
Your painting is beautiful. I'd like to live there, but I'd build a house and cut down all the trees. I'd build my house out of the trees, actually, precisely.
Say it's more like a half an inch to 3/4 inches wide.
Yeah, she's using the black.
It's thinner as we go up, so we can...
Everyone doing all right? Do I need to pause? Let's just do a little quick pause. So this is where we're at. So we're building the base of our tree. She says it's just a little bit down beneath the base of the of our tree. I mean of our tent. And then we're just going to kind of take it up. I'm going to probably keep mine just a little bit thinner. Maybe not as wide. Just because of the proportion of my tree. So she's using black. That's what it looks like to me. Yeah, it is. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to use black. That's what it looks like. Because if you look at the picture up there where she's up here painting, like this is brown, and then this is the black background, and then this is that's the black whispery trees. So then we see that go there. I think it is black. It does look like that. But if you think that, that's what I was going to say. If you want to do, maybe you do just like a brown, and then you can add some shadows with the black if you need, maybe. That might work. But don't do all the way, like when you do the black, just do the shadows of the black. I need to get a little tilt on this bad boy. I'll take it down in a sec for y'all. Just need a little bit of tilt. All right, there we go. I think that's a good standard shape. Maybe we'll just widen it just a little bit. And then she kind of goes up to here and just does a little kind of little way. All right. This one's a little bit, you know, this one's a little bit, yeah, but it's all right. I'm going to try brown on the canvas. In the worst case, if I don't like it, I'll put paper on top of it. There we go. We cover up our mistakes or our experiments. There's no mistakes in painting. There's just happy little moments. What do they call happy? Does Bob call them happy little mistakes or happy little memories? What does he call them?
We don't need to worry about the brown just yet. And I'm going to use the tip of the brush. So our branches are going at an angle, but they're still branching out. So use the tip of the brush to create the branches, to create those thinner lines. And this tree goes all the way to the top of the canvas. So you're taking your branches and you're extending them all the way up. A few of those branches.
All right, so I have my one tree. Let me just, we'll tilt this down just a little bit so y'all can see.
Tree trunk on the right.
I do need a little bit of angle so I can get these ones done right.
The base of the tree is pretty much in the same spot as the base of the tree on the left.
Does she cover it up with this one? No, it's just right to the right of it.
The trunk is thick at the bottom, but it goes thin. This tree is kind of angling to the left. Trunk and kind of angled.
So this one, she's just kind of she likes her trees turning to the left. Happy little accidents is what they're called. There we go. She likes when her trees curve a little bit to the left.
A shape. It's kind of more organic, so the edges of that trunk have more kind of a curvy, wavy edge to it, and it's not exactly straight.
I'm going to make sure this tree has a strong hook to the left. This tree's nickname is Captain Hook.
We can create a smaller tree to the left of this one, but I'm using
Captain Hook. Do you know any man in your life that used to be called Captain Hook?
Of the brush to create this trunk because it's a smaller, thinner trunk, but it also goes all
right, so we got that going up.
Canvas. Some of those branches kind of mix in with the branch on the tree on the right. That's okay. And I even have room for another little.
And then she has some spirals, split ups up here. There's a breakup between branches up here.
Might be further away. Kind of goes off the canvas a little bit.
I feel like there needs to be some baby branches, but maybe she's going to do that later.
Have room for another tree using the tip of the brush.
So I'm only going to get probably 2 or 4 of these trees because of the size of my canvas.
And then we're going to start adding.
So I think I'm going to take this one kind of off the edge over here.
This painting, you don't have to add all the brown and highlighting, but the highlight of these trees really help this painting to pop. So I am going to take my bright brush, mix my brown, so the burnt umber, with some white to make it kind of a lighter brown. I'm going to go back over my tree trunks. Go back over everything I just painted with this brown.
Okay, so we're going to pause here. We're going to pause here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to let the trees dry, and we're going to revisit our tent. Is what we're going to do. Is we're going to revisit our happy little accident known as our tent. That's what we're going to do. Dear Lord, my accent, I'm sorry. It just slipped. I don't know where the hell it just went. I'm going to get a lot of that moisture out of there. Roxanne, oh dear Lord, I guess I'll keep this for everyone. Oh, that's so much better. I'm not obsessed with it, but that definitely feels better than it did. Like, this has so many coats, it's starting to get a texture on it. It's starting to get a little texture on it. How's everyone holding up? You doing all good out there? You need to grab yourself a beverage or anything? We might be just nearing the end of this tent. I think I might just accept that it's just not going to be the perfect tent we'd all be looking for. This is just a happy little accident tent, is what this is. This is why I think I prefer watercolor a little bit. Is because with watercolor, sometimes abstract is more the way to go. But if I had approached this tent a little bit more with an abstract approach at the beginning, maybe I wouldn't feel so inclined to make it look so much like the picture that we're looking at, you know? It's like stripping away the undercolor of it. And I just don't understand why it's doing that. It's a little wild. I wonder if the canvas is moist. So I'm just going to go back and put that highlight on up here. And then maybe we just go a little bit up on our burn umber on the bottom. We'll just kind of stroke it up. Little bird. Yeah, no, I didn't realize that my hand was resting on my bosom this whole time. That's comfortable. That's convenient. Yeah, it's real convenient. Especially when you're painting, you want to keep your hands free out of the painting. Everything's just going to shit now. Everything's just going to shit now, folks. We might have to start approaching it with an abstract approach. I think I'm giving up on the tent. We're throwing it in on the tent here. But we have, let me do a little bit of highlight in the front of it. And then let me do a little bit of a little bit of kind of cleanup on the edges of it. I think that's what we're looking for here. But we're going to do it a little bit more abstract. So I'm changing my approach a little bit, all right? So we're going to be a little bit more freehand with the edges of our tent. And as I mentioned earlier, I don't want to do, I just don't want to do the, I don't want to do the black, don't you know? I want to do the burnt umber. So we're going to roll it in there. And then I'll just do down here towards the... So I'm just going to cut it. I'm going to cut the crease on my tent. Just like that. We're going to follow the edges on all the edges of the tent. Just to clean it up a little bit. And then I can go back through and maybe we'll just like a little bit of a dry brush. Just use a little dry brush to kind of fade it out a little bit. So I'm just going to go back in and then just kind of drag that out a little bit. Just like that. And I'll kind of do like a crosshatch kind of look to it, but actually this kind of looks a little bit decent there. I actually like the way it kind of looks a little bit rustic. Kind of looks like we're pulling the shadow off of there a little bit. And I'm going to take this other brush that we kind of had a mix of the little bit of yellow and a little bit of burnt umber. And we're going to go back in there just like this to kind of crosshatch and kind of blend these together here. Yeah, that's good. Okay, that's great. Now I know the tent's still a little bit moist, but I need to get in here and start getting some of the outline in here done. So we're just going to do that now. These poor little trees are not happy. Oh no. How's everything turning out for you, Tasha? Now we're going to get a little bit of yellow in there, so we have to go back in. A little steady hand. Again, I'm going to go a little bit more abstract with the tent. So our lines may not be as crisp, but that's not necessarily the goal. The goal is just to kind of give it this kind of just like weathered kind of, it exists kind of look to it. And then that was the strings, I think she said there, that was coming on down. And then we're going to do this side over here. Let me roll it, so we get a little bit more of a tip on there. Just the tip, though. And this is just kind of cleaning up those edges. And then we have another kind of little line that comes down here. That's another kind of piece of our kind of our little line there. And now what I'm going to do is I'm going to do brown here first. So we're going to outline here. And then I'm going to go up with the brown up into the tint. So it's not as dark. She did go into black immediately. I'm going to do the brown. So it's a little bit lighter, and then we can go in with black and then add some more dimension into it after. Kind of looks like a banana. Oh, look at that. Maybe that crease just go up a little bit. Oh, there we go. Dear Lord Jesus! Folks, this is turning out all right, I guess. So I got the brown in there. I kind of want to take the brown across the top. I know she says she doesn't have brown on hers, but I guess we'll take it across the back where there is a little bit of a shadow, though. Or we'll just clean this up a little bit. Don't really have a place to put my hand here for some precision, though. And I don't want to undercut the line, like the highlight of the tint there. So I'm just going to do a little bit of the brown underneath it, just kind of like a whisper. So we can add a little bit of definition, but it still looks like there's the highlight there as well. And then maybe we can just add a little bit of texture towards the bottom of the tint here. Again, this is me going a little bit rogue, kind of just doing my own vision here. Especially because we still have some of these hues coming through. So maybe if I just come up with a little bit of brown, we can help keep that to come together real nicely. In our good old banana tint. A little bit of texture up in here as well. All right, I think we just maybe put some, like, once it dries, we'll put a little extra final, like, highlights on there. I do want to go in and darken the tint with a little bit of black, though. So that we just get a little bit more dimension in here. And we'll just kind of blend that in there a little bit nicely. So kind of just think of it a little bit of dry brushing in there. Like you'd imagine there'd be some light coming from in there, but no. Nobody's home. Nobody's home. Nobody's home. Nope, not in there. Not in the establishment. So I'm going to go back in with some burnt umber and just kind of brush this black into kind of existing with the rest of the colors. All right, there we go. And I just want to kind of take these up maybe a little bit. Yep, this is definitely a banana tint. This is where this is a banana hammock. A good old banana hammock. All right, where is everyone at? How's everyone feeling? I might need to do a little quick low refresh on the acrylic water. And maybe grab myself another, throw away some of these paper towels. Now let me go get my my acrylic water refreshed. Oh my god, I skipped ahead and my laser actually... Oh my god, Meg, I'm so proud of you. I'm so happy. I can't wait till I'll see everyone's paintings and everything turn out. I'm going to go refresh my water real quick. I'll be right back. Alrighty, folks. Let's continue on. Endless, does this song sound familiar? Does this sound like a song that's about balls? Because it is. So now I think she's dry brushing the brown with the umber, right? Let me use this one. I think that one's going to be best. I think that's where she's in this process. So let's just go ahead and play.
Over all of it. I want that black to kind of blend with it. It still should be very dark, but it's giving it more of a brown color. And I'm just kind of loosely painting in vertical strokes, leaving a lot of that black still showing through. That'll create some of the texture in the tree if you leave a lot of that black showing through. Doing it kind of quickly here. Grabbing more brown. We're going to add more white to the sides of the trees here, just a little bit, but I'm making everything I painted more of a brown color. Again, leaving a lot of that black showing through. My goal is to not cover everything that's been painted black, just to add a layer of brown on there.
Another morning to savor the crunchy nook.
Not the crunchy nougat.
And then I'm going to grab some white on the tip of the brush. And it's easier if you kind of hold your canvas on the side and use your brush, just the tip of it. Think about where the lights are.
Perfect.
Tree, the light's shining on this right part of the trunk. So I'm going to paint white on this far right part to make it look like the trunk is glowing on that part. For this tree, I did it on the far left, using just the tip of the brush, applying that white and gently kind of blending it with the brown that we just painted on there.
And so now she's going in with a little bit of yellow, what is it, white highlight?
With these smaller trees as well, taking the tip of the brush, just very, very gently. This is more like a super light brown. It's not like bright white. I can go back in with more white and add another layer.
I'm just trying to whisper it on there, you know.
Just very loosely taking that white and brightening up.
Just whisper it on up there, folks.
To make it look like our lights are going to be glowing, hitting that side of the tree so that we can see those trees. They're still dark because it's a nighttime painting.
Yes, ma'am, it's nighttime. Don't get it twisted. It's still nighttime up here in these woods. Even underneath Orion's belt and Zeus's big lightning bolts.
If you find that maybe your trunk got a little bit too bright, you can always go back with your darker colors. So right there, I didn't like how bright that looked. I went back with more brown and just kind of lightly, loosely painted more vertical strokes in there.
Oh, this is kind of like a little airbrush effect when you kind of do this little dry brush technique. I like that. That's nice.
Blend on the canvas using vertical strokes. So I'm going back in there with more black. That created some more texture in that trunk, but not over blending that color.
Not over blending, folks. Not over blending.
Leaves to the tree, and I used a
which actually, unless it was always it's by the band OK Go. And they did it for Fortnite, which is kind of cool, right?
Natural wiry bristles, and it's a great brush to use for texture work, especially if you're doing tree or landscape type of texture. So I'm using Hooker's Green Hue Permanent and Mars Black. So we really want this to be dark and shadowy. The light's not really hitting that part of the tree. It's super high.
All right, so we need to get some green now.
And it should be dark and kind of contrasty.
Probably a darker green.
It still should show up because this is going to be dark.
Dang, the kids in their forts. I know. Those damn kids in their forts. Oh, that one was juicy.
So it's basically a super, super dark green. And I'm basically just loading my brush in the green.
All right, we need to find one that we can paint this one with. Let's see. We have our black, we have our green. Now we just need to find a brush that we can just kind of... This one's a little bit of a round brush, which I fear I don't want to use, but I feel like it might give us the effect that we're looking for.
Still showing through. I'm just doing like horizontal little clusters of the leaves.
Ooh, I think we might need to go down so we're not bouncing all over the place, folks.
A lot of sky still showing through. So just keep applying that texture until you feel like it's as full as to your liking, or if you want it to be a little bit more bare, you can do less texture.
Baby Ted, I love you, but that's not the place for you to be right now.
to the side and grab our 4-round brush. So we have a little pine tree, a little Christmas tree style tree.
Oh, we got a little Christmas tree up in there.
And this is also dark shadowy. So I'm using a 4-round brush for this, and the green and the
That looks
black.
messy
So
AF.
let's start with mostly black, and I'm just going to do this as simple as possible. Kind of a narrow tree at first. The height of the tree is
I feel like we really just
going
gotta mix these two together.
and it's
Get a nice dark
positioned
green.
to the right of our large tree that we did with the large trunk, and adding a little bit extra water to my brush.
We're getting too much black.
So I'm basically just dragging
Too much
my
black in there.
strokes downwards, forming the shape of the tree. If you don't want to add this Christmas tree here, or you're trying to simplify this painting, you don't have to add him in there. But I decided more trees the merrier, and so I'm just letting that go downwards. Eventually I'll hit this shadowy area behind the tent, and we don't really know where the base of this tree is going to be, so it's just going to kind of disappear in the shadow, and I don't have
The
to
trees bother me a little bit because these are not realistic.
back with my green, and I'm adding more green strokes in there, going from the bottom upwards, just dragging each little stroke downwards to create the pine tree effect. So I could have left this tree solid black like a silhouette, but I did the green on it just to add some color. A lot of that black is still showing through, but that green just gives it a little bit of texture.
All right, there we go.
I did another little tree over here on the right. This tree doesn't look like it's taller than the tent, so it's smaller, a little bit further away, but also it's kind of blending in.
Got some more of that green up in there, and then I think we might add some shadows of the black after. But it was just adding too much just darkness. It was just looking like black trees. I didn't like that.
You can put it somewhere else, or maybe your part of the sky is lighter, so it will show up. And then I'm going to do the shadows of the trees. So our lights would be casting shadows on the ground. I'm going to use the 4-round brush and the Mars Black. Water down the black slightly so it's nice and thin, and just paint like a diagonal area under the tree. And there.
We got shadows on the trees now, just like Diana Ross. Hoo-hoo, a reference. This has come out quite good so far. Thank you, Axel. Thank you. I'm quite happy with mines so far, considering speaking the abstract mines are. Speaking of abstract, though, mine is very. That's all right. That's what I like about it. I like the abstractness. Oh, fuck me.
Water down the black slightly so it's nice and thin, and just paint like a diagonal area under the tree. And the shadows are going kind of opposite on each side. So this tree, the shadow's going kind of diagonal to the right, and the two trees on the left, they're going diagonal to
That's
the
not
left.
bad.
And the shadow casts.
Yours just turned out great. Oh, thank you. You're too kind. You're too kind.
So just a very thin black.
I feel like we just gotta add a little extra green to here because it's a little dark.
Then I am going to use a chalk pencil to draw our string lights. So our string lights in this.
I was like, look up at my screen because I'm looking at OBS, and I look at OBS. I'm like, yeah, my shit's looking good. I'm like, oh shit, I'm looking at hers on the screen, not mine.
Well above our tent and above our pine tree that we did. So just connect your two main trees together by doing.
So I think we just need to add some more green to this. It's just it's rather thick. So if we can just like, I guess,
This is just the chalk pencil that I used.
loosen it up a little bit.
Tent. And then we have the wires from the string lights kind of wrapped around both of the trees. So I just drew kind of a loopy line that looks like it's going around.
All right, so
the tree trunk. So doing like a curved line.
I'm gonna pause for just a moment. So I feel like I need to just play a little catch up. I gotta get this little frickin' other, like, she called it the party tree or the Christmas tree in the background. Let me see what we got here. Not bad, not bad. Just want a little bit. I think I just want to add a little, like, little kind of crisp highlight to some of these. without making it look like snow, you know? So there's still going to be a little bit of highlight on these tree branches, but they're not going to be like... It's not like we don't want it to look like snow, though, which I fear that could happen if we do a little too crazy. You know, a little too crazy. All right, so let's do our little Christmas tree in the background, I suppose. Let's get just lots of wispies in there. And I'm just going to go into lighter green first. That's why I'm easy. I mean, so like a Sunday morning. Oh, you're so easy. You're so easy. You're so easy. Dear Lord Jesus. All right, there we go. And then I'll just go ahead and add some of the darker green in after. Because I just kind of want this to kind of be just in the background, kind of just a little bit of a... Just a little kind of little shadow back there. And I don't want it near as perfect. Hers is just way too perfect there. I'm going to add like little... This tree is also known as Captain Hook. Because it too got a little hook at the tip as well. It curves a little bit to the left. Alright, so now we're going to go in with some of the darker green to kind of fill in some of these spaces. Love it. Don't you know? And hers is very very strokey. She got some very like strokey tree. I just kind of want mine to be kind of just back in the background, like just kind of just existing. It's not going to have a lot of texture to it because guess what? It's in the background. Hers has a lot of texture to it. It does. It has a lot of texture. Whereas if I just do a little bit of this and a little bit of green. We'll add a little texture, but not a lot. Not a lot. I just kind of want it to be like back in the background. Just kind of filling the space there for us. So it's just not all sky in the background. And it feels like a little like more of those trees. Also, I think she put a little tree over there as well. And then we will just add a couple of a light little fleck here and there. Because again, I don't want to overwhelm this tree, but we just want to add that texture to it. And just kind of be a little silhouette or shadow on the background. And then if I do want to get some more texture, I'll just go into a little lighter green and just kind of go over there like that. Get some of that texture back in there. Perfect. It looks kind of blobby, but I'll show you how it looks in a sec. And then we're just going to put a little tree right here. A little happy tree in the background. Just a little happy tree. Why are you picking up no paint? I keep rubbing around in paint, but it's not painting anything. What is that about? Like there's paint on the frickin' brush, but it's not putting anything down. What's going on with you? It just looks like a small creature's living in the tree. One sec. We gotta get this fixed. I don't want a small creature living in my tree back there. I'll try to take my own best Base tricks and practices. We'll just go in with the lighter green and try adding some more of the texture and color back into it. So that it's not just this little kind of abyssy looking shadow figure in the background. Which if it is, maybe it's lore. Maybe it's lore. Do you think there might be a hooter living in that tree? Who do you mean? What do you mean? All right. Trying to brainstorm these string lights was my situation here. Oh, yes. Well, I guess you could always leverage some of that silver pan if you needed to. I just try and think if I actually want this silver, if I want the lights in mine. Because I kind of enjoy it without it. I just like this kind of like, I don't know. For me, it just comes down to the reality of like, is there actually, what is the chance there's actually string lights in the forest? You know? That's kind of where my head goes. Is there any actually string lights in the forest? Let me add some of those highlights I wanted to towards the tent. Now that we're dried. Battery operated. It's so funny. We're like, let me escape nature. I'd love to get away and just escape and go into nature. And you're like, but don't forget the battery pack fairy lights. Don't forget the battery pack fairy lights. Don't forget those battery pack fairy lights. Don't forget them. We got to take those Instagram photos. You hear? Without them, we can't take those photos. All right, Dave? My Instagram boyfriend who takes all my selfies for me. Thank you. All right. Well, let's see. Y'all think I need to add... So here's the other reason I'm like, I don't know if the fairy lights will work in my photo. Is because it's dark. My photo is dark. And so I fear that there's not enough light in my photo to justify the fairy lights. So there's what I have so far. What do we think? Like, do we just add some like final like little touches to it? Do we? I forgot to put the shadows of them. Okay, those trees are looking. Those trees are looking a little happy now. They're looking happy. Good. Is that a good thing or a bad thing? Let me put some shadows on my trees. I think she just uses some burnt umber, maybe. What flavor was her? Sorry, I'll go back to the painting. So I'm just trying to see how we can get these shadows in here without them looking too... I want to diffuse them a little bit. So those lines aren't as harsh. And it just looks like a continuation of the trunk. Don't forget your moon. Okay, so here's the thing. Why did she put the moon? Why is the moon not done yet? Because the moon's behind the trees.
Behind the tree. So once you've established where your string lights are...
Interesting. Very interesting. Interesting.
Take your round brush.
What flavor is this? Okay, so I think we're going to need a little bit of blue. So let me start with the basics.
With the paint. So a very, very thin layer of paint using the tip of the brush. If you have a hard time with the round brushes getting that very thin line, you can use a white paint pen for this.
She probably has, I think that's what she did as well. But like for me, like why wouldn't she just put the moon in before?
Or you can use
like put the moon in while you're finishing up the sky.
Tiny round brush is helpful.
That makes more sense
Just
in my
go
eyes.
back over with the titanium white, very, very loosely, very thin line where I drew the wires for the string lights.
Her moon is very, very
And
Ozempic.
then we're going to go ahead and paint each.
I'm going in
individual
with a
portion.
hearty
I'm
moon.
going to start with the
This
yellow.
is made out of
This is
whole
all
cheese.
yellow
None of
medium.
that
So
skim.
if I
None of
wanted to
that skim.
create
My
these
moon
lights,
is
I could take a
full
round brush
fat
and paint
cheese.
a bunch of little circles. So like that. See how I just painted like a little tiny circle? You want to leave a gap under your wire between the circles so the circle's not attached.
And it
to
looks
the
like there's
wire.
kind of a
So
little bit
nice
of
big
blue
gap.
in the moon that gives it a nice glow, which I'll put in there as well. I think that looks nice.
Out of doing this,
I want to tell you about a friend who supported me through it all.
out of painting each individual circle, is taking the back of a pencil, so using the eraser, and I'm stamping my circles on with the yellow. So I'm dipping my eraser in yellow paint and I'm just stamping a little yellow dot.
Oh, damn, that's
over
a
my
smart.
wires.
Y'all take
The
notes.
part where it
Take
wraps
notes.
around the tree,
Yeah,
I'm
she's
not
doing good
really
work here.
smoothing, I'm just
She's
stamping a
using the
circle.
eraser of her
You just wanna
pencil.
Make sure you leave a teeny tiny slither gap between your wire and your circle so that we can paint the socket. Some of those, the ones that wrap around the tree, I didn't leave much of a gap, and that's okay. So you do that with the yellow. And I could have went back
Just, yeah, a little
over
extra
those
oomph
yellows
to
and
this
made like a
moon
second
right here.
layer, but I knew that I was going to go back with white. So the reason why I'm going
Oh,
back
that's
with
it.
white
That moon is a bit,
to make it look like these lights are glowing.
it's a bit,
So
that's a
the
moon. That moon is
center
mooning.
of each of
That's
these
for sure.
bulbs and this round brush in titanium white, I'm painting a small circle in
Let's
the
get
center.
just a little bit
I'm
extra
not
there, and I'm going to do a little bit of
touching all the
blue.
yellow. I'm just
Kind of
painting
give it like a
small
glowy
circle
color.
in the
Don't you
center
know?
of the yellow circle. So this is going to make it look like your lights are bright and glowing, because that brightest part of the light is right there in the center, but we still have that yellow glow from the first circle that we did with the
It
yellow.
also looks like she puts like a little extra like blue around the edge here. Because that's the back side of the moon, I suppose. I'll dry brush a little bit of the more of that blue there. So that we can just blend it a little bit more.
The little socket. So on each of the light bulbs, I'm going to do one tiny stroke that leads from the bulb to the wire piece. So that's just with the white, a little tiny stroke. Some of those bulbs, especially if they're touching the string, you may not see the little socket.
I'm becoming into a very Loven culture. What the hell? What do you mean you're into Loven culture? What you mean? What you mean?
Painting in my other, or my original one, I did put a crescent moon up here in the trees. So I will just go ahead and show you. So if you wanted to
Oh,
do
so
it
this bitch. She said, don't you know I forgot to put the crescent moon in, so let me go ahead and take care of that now. Sorry, I forgot to put the crescent moon. It was in the original. I guess we'll do that now. We'll go ahead and do that now. Don't you worry. Don't you worry.
And the little crescent shape is embedded inside of that circle. So I just took a piece of that circle and created the
Oh, she's
crescent
using
moon
science
shape
and shit. No, not
with
today.
my chalk
Not
pencil.
today. I will have to put a tree over this as soon as it dries. But this is my final product.
Titanium white and the 4 round brush, and I just painted that in solid white.
How's it look? Does it look all right, don't you know?
It's a little more advanced. You can add a little blue in there if you want different like color.
We're definitely not, no fairy lights. No fairy lights going on here.
For now, I'm going to go over my tree branches. And then when
So
I
the
come
two
back,
things that still need to be done is we have to sign it.
it's kind of funny for a little bit. while
And
this goes
I
over
think
that.
I have a silver Sharpie nearby
I'm just painting that in solid
that we
white.
can sign it with. And then I have a secret that I'll share with y'all. Oh, dear Lord.
And then I'm going to erase that excess part of the circle. If you wanted to paint the shadow part of the moon, you can fill the rest of your circle in with like the phthalo blue color. I'm going to not do that. I'm just going to have that be the crescent moon shape. And
Don't you know, I thought I had
of it.
I thought I had a silver Sharpie over here or something.
Add a little bit of blue.
I'll have to find it.
You can just use a little bit of your phthalo blue.
But y'all, thank you so much for all the kindness.
It'll end up
Don't you know, the cereal. Don't you know, folks, that the accent starts to wear off after a few, especially after 3 hours. Want to borrow mine? I'd love to borrow mine. Can I borrow yours, please? I don't know where mine went, and I have a silver, another felt pen that I use, but it's being used for. It's being used for my wax stamps for the welcome packages, so I don't want to. I fear I might break one of them, and I don't want to mess it up. You know, because I'd hate for the welcome packages for me not to be able to complete them in their entirety like I am already. Let me give it one more look. Meg, let me go and grab it real quick from you. One moment. One moment, please. I swear to Lord, folks, Austin's craft section over here is taken off in the dining room table. There's not even room to sit down and eat. There's dinner for one person over here. That's it. If you want to have dinner for one, you're welcome. That's no wonder this man's single. He doesn't have anywhere for anyone to sit. There you all go, folks. It's a painting by choice. There you go, a painting by Joyce for y'all's truly. So, fun fact. So there's a lot of stuff that's going to be happening tomorrow. Thank you, Axel. Thank y'all. Y'all too sweet. Y'all too kind. Let me get something a little bit sweeter. Let me a little bit more lighthearted. So tomorrow we have our charity stream for Clarity Gamers. I won't be there, unfortunately. I have to head back home. And you know, it's as I told you about this weather. Look at this here. Like this side, I feel it's just gone so flat. It's lost its volume. It's lost its flavor. It's lost the Joyce essence. And it's because it's been sucked dry by the desert heat. I can't do this. So I have to head back home. But tomorrow, Austin will be live. And he'll be doing a very extra special stream with RYDER. They're going to be doing their Lego building contest, and through the power of your donations, you'll be able to control what happens in the outcome of the stream. So we look forward to seeing you there. Along with that, there's also going to be some individual miles. There's going to be some individual incentives that will be happening where you have a chance to do special little things to the stream like we did with our last charity stream. But there's also going to be some unique milestones as well that we have for tomorrow. So as we each achieve a small individual goal, we achieved a bigger milestone as well. And there's going to be lots of giveaways tomorrow. Lots of giveaways, which I'm really excited for. So we have some games tomorrow. We have some actual surprises that we'll be gifting away. And I was just thinking about it. Whether you want it or not, I think I'll put it up there. But I think I'm going to put this up as one of the giveaways. So it's not going to be the sole giveaway because, dear Lord, who would want this hanging on their wall? But I think I'll just be like a little extra goody-goody. So if we hit one of those milestones, I may just throw in the painting as a little extra thing that we could ship in the mail and send to you, so you can have a piece of the Austin RYDER history and the experience. So if you got to see the stream today, you'll be able to even have a piece of the moment as well. So that is our little painting there with the banana tree. This is called the banana hammock. Is the name of this one? Banana hammock. Everyone likes to hang out in a banana hammock. They're cozy, comfortable, and ready to go. So tomorrow's a very exciting day. Tomorrow should start around, I believe we have it set for 3 p.m. So 3 p.m. is when we're going to be starting. We'll be then going and doing our Lego build moments, and then we'll be playing some Split Fiction, which I'm super excited for. We do have a small raid moment tomorrow where we are going to raid out of our channel and go share the love somewhere else. Though technically, we'll still be live continuing with some Split Fiction with Orderly, but I do want to share the love and continue the momentum in tomorrow's raid train as well. So we'll be participating in that raid train. So again, we'll give some further instructions tomorrow, but that we have a lot of exciting things that are going to be happening. So we're super excited to have y'all there. I'm trying to think if there's anything else that we need to share. No, I don't think so. So tomorrow, come prepared for just having a good time. If you want to donate some money towards Queerty Gamers to be part of the charity experience, you're more than welcome to do so, but don't have to feel like you need to, right? If you aren't able to do so, I completely understand. It's just an opportunity for us to help support Queerty Gamers in their mission. You know, it's something that sits near and dear to Austin's heart, so that's something we'll be actively doing tomorrow. So with that being said, would y'all like to go hang out with someone and wrap up tonight's stream? First off, how did everyone enjoy a painting stream? This is the first time we've ever done an art stream before. What did you think of the art stream to here tonight? Was it something you enjoyed? Was it something you hated? You never want to see it ever again? Take me back home. I never want to see it ever again. It was a cute moment. It was cute. It was a moment. Yeah, I've never done a painting stream before, and I haven't touched acrylic in, let me tell you, ages. I haven't touched acrylic in ages. So tomorrow we're going to have a similar setup for... I need more art streams, please. Okay. You know what? I don't mind it. I don't mind it at all. So we'll definitely see what we could do. Maybe it'll be maybe once a month I could do another art stream. I definitely enjoyed it. It's been 3 hours. Could you believe it? But it's been very relaxing, been very cozy. And it's something you don't have to feel like very inclined to have to like be chatting, you know, you could just enjoy yourself, paint along the way. And I felt like this one was a fairly easy one for us to start as a beginner course. If you feel comfortable, feel free to share your art in the Discord. I'd love to see what you completed, whether you used crayon, alcohol markers, acrylic paint, or just some scrap charcoal that you found in the house. I'd love to see it. Tomorrow I have to find our glue so I can attach my 10 and moon a bit, and I'll post my pic. I'm so excited to hear. Honestly, I'm so glad you decided to take an alternative route for creating yours. I really think it's exciting that you decided to take this more like creative, abstract way of bringing your artwork to life. I also have a link to this paint set. It was this whole paint set was $8. $8. It included the full paint set. It included all of the acrylic. It included 2 canvas sheets. So I'll keep that in the Discord. I think it's in the announcements channel. If you want to grab one, I think I might even buy another one because it was very convenient for just even tonight's little stream. They had every color that I think we actually needed. So, but let me see if there's someone we can go say hello tonight. I had an absolute blast tonight, y'all. Thank you as always for having me and being so welcoming for a Joyce stream. I really do appreciate it a lot. So at the bottom of my heart, I appreciate you so much for whether you chitted and chatted, you shitted and chatted, or even if you just lurked and twerked. I do appreciate you for being here and creating such a welcoming and loving experience as always. Y'all are absolutely, you're just just so gorgeous. You're just the precious little angels that everyone could ever ask for. So I do appreciate you. Let me see if we have someone we can go say hello to. Let's see who we got here. Okay, I know who we're gonna go hang out with. We've made the decision. It's been decided. Aw, and I love you all too. So from the bottom of my heart, we're gonna go raid Otter. Thanks for crafting. So would y'all want more painting streams? Would you want more crafting streams? What kind of streams y'all thinking you would like to have? Because I think that we'll put a poll in the Discord to kind of get a pulse check to see what people think. But we're going to go hang out with Alder tonight. So I think this is a great little momentum and excitement to get ourselves pumped up for tomorrow. She is playing this hot and steamy game. I watched it a little bit last night. I had to put a fire out in my basement. It was getting a little warm downstairs. So we're going to go. Thank you, Axel. I appreciate you. Tasha, thank you so much. Have a wonderful rest of your evening. Everyone, thank you so much for crafting tonight. If y'all would like to, please join in on the raid and go share the love with Otter. Again, tomorrow we'll be having a lovely stream with our lovely Otter, Otterly D. So with that being said, I appreciate you. I love you. I will got 2 scoops of ambrosia for you. And Austin, will see you tomorrow. All right. Have a lovely night. I'll see you later. Bye-bye.